Martin Show.
Yes, Steve?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I mean, I understand the complaint, but obviously a hotel isn't a place for a family of 10. But if you guys are going to complain so much about the destruction they're creating, where else would you suggest they go?
What? I don't care. If you're going to, here's the problem. You can scream at me all you want, but here's the great thing about this, is I don't have to listen because I'm not having sex with you. Now, I'm going to take you off hold, and we'll try this again. If you start screaming again, it's another timeout. Let's begin.
I apologize. I'm a chicken lady, Latin, screaming is in my nature.
All right. Why is it's my responsibility to take care of someone who can't act like a guest in someone's home?
I'm not saying they can't act like guests. I'm saying that a family of 10 is obviously going to cause wear and tear. If you have pets, they're going to cause wear and tear also.
Pets only cause wear and tear.
Sorry.
Back to the corner.
Oh. You got to show Trey and Everett staring in the microphone. The eyeball in the microphone.
I was here yesterday.
Oh, you were here. That's right. Sure.
Well, I missed it.
There's nothing to it.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny.
It's funny.
It's lost on the air.
Well, they all laughed.
All right. Let me get her wound up again, and I'll do it.
Okay. I want to see.
I thought about that all night.
All right. Go ahead and make your point, D.
Sorry, Daddy.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Daddy. Didn't mean to make you upset.
Go ahead. What's your point?
I'm just asking for a suggestion otherwise.
For what?
What? JD is and all yours. Tell me a suggestion.
I told you.
Oh, why do I have to come up with a suggestion? If you can't act like a guest,
you can't complain.
I don't have to. I don't. Here's.
Yes, you do.
Oh, woo. See what I'm talking about? It's lost on the air.
Yeah, but it looks like Popeye just spotted a June bug.
Why is that fun?
I don't know. I'll do it.
That's so random.
You put your hands out. That's even funnier.
Put your hands on your hip.
And you kind of smirk to you. It's funny.
Like I'm making eye contact with her.
Right.
And that's the only way to do it.
Exactly.
All right.
Make your point by staring at her.
Why is it I have to come up with a solution for someone who can't act like a guest in a home?
You're so stupid. You don't have a solution.
I don't have to have one.
Yeah, you do. If you're going to bitch about it.
I don't have to do anything. Here's the thing is, I'm not. You are the biggest gash I've talked to in probably 6 weeks. You can scream, but here you can't get anything accomplished. You're going to ask a question, then you're going to keep talking. Nothing gets accomplished that way. So let's try this again. Let's begin. Let me tell you before I hang up on you. You can keep screaming at me, but I'm not going to listen to it. So you make your choice. If you start screaming again, hang up on yourself. I don't have to come up with a solution. They're the ones who can't act like people.
How are they acting?
They're tearing up where they're staying.
So what does that mean they're acting like?
Where they're staying for free.
Right. It's
What
a
does
guest
it mean
and
they're
somebody,
acting
if
like?
it's a guest, if they were staying in my home and they did
What does
that,
that mean they're acting like?
they're acting like idiots.
Idiots. Oh, okay. Those are still people, right?
I don't give a rat's ass. You can't act decent in my house. You don't get to stay for free. You want to come up with some cash and pay what you've torn up? Dandy.
Okay.
You don't take a favor and then just obliterate it. That's retarded. And what's wrong with you? What makes you think it's my responsibility, sweetie? You're talking while I'm talking again, and you're about to lose. You want to make a point, dandy? We'll go back and forth. You want to be a gash? You can sit in the car and stink. Did I see Tony Casillas in the building?
Yes. I don't know what he was doing, but he was running around.
On Sunday, yeah.
I wasn't here Sunday, but I've seen him in the building before.
Yeah, he does the Cowboys post-game show on the station with Brian Jensen.
We don't have the Cowboy game here, though, right?
No.
We just have the post game. I don't know.
Why do we have a post-game show and we don't have the game? It's like banging one chick and then going to somebody else's house to smoke.
Yeah.
The Russ Martin Show.
Is it only one station now, or is it 2 stations with gas for $3.69?
It's 2 stations. They're on either side of...
One of them's the racetrack on Mockingbird?
And the other one's the QT on Mockingbird.
How close are they to each other? I've never noticed the QT. I've seen the racetrack.
The QT is probably 300 yards east of left field on Mockingbird.
No clue where that is. Thanks.
Almost to Lemon.
Okay. How long's the line?
There are at least, I'd say, 20 cars waiting on Mockingbird. And then, of course...
All the pumps are full.
All the pumps are full, and there are cars in every position possible waiting to get to the...
If you got a 20-gallon tank, or what are most cars, 15?
Yeah, 15 to 20.
All right. What are you going to save? Because that's about, what, 20 cents a gallon you're saving?
Yeah.
At $3.69? At $4?
Yep.
And how long do you have to sit there with the engine running to do all this?
It's got to be at least 30 minutes.
Gavin.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Working.
What's the matter?
Did you know I went to pick up or had people go to pick up the van today at your shop?
The Jack FM van?
Yes.
Yes.
You know that we couldn't pick it up?
Yes.
Is it not finished?
So no, it's finished. There is what's called the mechanic's lien put on it.
I think your bow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Daryl called and said they're here to pick up the Jack FM van, but they don't have a check. Well, don't give it to them. Where's the money?
We got the paperwork in. We're just awaiting it.
Well, when the check comes in, then you pick up your van.
The intended purpose at the beginning, you borrowed one of our station vehicles so that you could wrap it, right? Teamwork,
The
right?
idea was we were going to take a look at the Jack FM van, and if it needed extensive repairs, we would trade that out with the station. I'd be able to keep it, wrap it, put Russ Martin Automotive on it, then drive it around, or park it on the street on Coit so people could see the shop. Daryl checked out the van. The battery was dead.
Oh, that's all that was wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a new battery in. I think he did some other work. So I think it's like $65 to tow it out there.
So they're in arrears to you for...
I think it's $150.
Okay, so we're not good for $150?
Do you have your van?
No.
All right. I know how long it takes for you guys to cut checks around here. I've dealt with different vendors that I actually had to help out to get paid.
Not to mention the fact that our TVs go off about every 4 weeks because y'all don't pay the bill.
That's totally different.
Your credit's no good there.
Oh, it's $150.
It's also been there for 3 or 4 weeks. I kept telling them to come pick it up, but bring the check. So you had the heads up. I said, bring the money with you. We also charged the battery and the towing at cost. So we didn't mark anything up, and Daryl checked out the entire van to make sure nothing else was wrong with it. I didn't have to tell you it was just a dead battery. I could have told you there was $3,000 or $4,000 worth of stuff that needed to be fixed. Then I could have kept it.
You didn't even do an alignment on it?
We didn't have the machine.
Oh.
Daryl just started doing alignments yesterday on everything. I got an email from him. He goes, I've aligned everything in the shop.
All the cars, everything's
Just
here.
cars that were there for some other reason. I've been practicing with the new machine. I've aligned everything. I've aligned the shop. I tried to align the cigarette machine. It's still dog tracking. But we're going to give that one another shot.
Coke drops straight out.
I don't even know why I bothered to buy any other pieces of equipment if we're going to do that much business with the front end machine. Because he said as soon as the bay door opened and he was doing one car, they just started flocking.
Really? Well, so Trey was right.
I was going to ask you if you were up for opening up just an alignment place, because there's another location, same situation you're in. Discount Tire, Sam's, Walmart, no alignment place anywhere to be found.
How big is the property? How many square feet?
I think I saw one building. There's one place they'll build right around there. They'll build you a building. So
I'm going to ask you again. How big is it?
The entire property? Acres.
I don't need anything that big. I need something about the size of an alignment machine. Because I ain't putting nothing else in there.
One day.
Yeah. It's going to look like a kiosk.
I'd have to go back out there and look.
Russ Martin's alignment and Dippin' Dot.
Literally, I could, the way Daryl's talking, I could, what do we got? 8 bays? 8. I could have stuck 8 machines in there and kept them all busy.
Jesus. That's just amazing. But again, if nobody around that's doing it.
Well, and you got all the different sources. You got Discount Tire. All they sell is tires. And if the car has any mechanical problems, they've been sending those over to us.
Awesome.
And then you got Sam's and Walmart that sell tires.
And they don't align.
And we're all in the same parking lot.
Why wouldn't Sam's align cars if it's that
I guess
lucrative?
it's just the volume, and I won't be too long on this because not everybody cares. The volume that you can do with tires, there's no because if the older alignment machines take about 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
They could make a lot more cash.
If they got the new ones?
If they had the new one, but they could make a lot more cash with tires than they could with the old alignment machines. What we bought was state of the art.
I got you.
$35,000.
But you're going to make that back. People are already lining up.
I think it's just the newness of it.
No, people need alignments all the time.
Especially in this area, because none of our streets are ever fixed.
I think I may go out to Coit with a sledgehammer.
What are you doing?
Marketing. Potholes. Biggins.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm going to leave coupons in each one of them. Hold on a second. Yes, Rusty.
Hey, you told the station to pick it up 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they didn't. You can charge them $50 a day storage fee.
I didn't think about that. You're very kind. Thank you. Gavin?
No.
Yes?
We've stored stuff of yours up here.
What?
Closed cars.
That ain't mine. I've told Chloe before. Is your car still stored up here?
No, it's running.
But it's still sitting up here.
It's my only car that's here.
Oh, all right. I've told Chloe before to get his cars out of here when parking was a premium. Now that most of the sales department from Jack FM is gone.
Okay, station aside, you know I'm good for the money.
Where's the check?
I can pay you, but you know what? It would have been nice if I got a call and someone just said, "Hey, you know what?
I told you guys weeks ago. Here's what your tab is. I didn't mark it up. I didn't charge you storage. Then, completely fair. Come get it. Bring your check. Don't tell me the paperwork's been turned in because I know what an elongated process that is. And sometimes people forget. I'm not going to wait 6 or 7 months.
But I could give you a personal check and then expense it.
Well, how come nobody came out with a check today?
Well, because I didn't realize. As soon as I get the amount, I will write a personal check.
You already knew the amount. I told both you and David Henry 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'll say it again, how much it was. Didn't mark it up, and I could have screwed the entire station on this by saying it needed $3 or $4 grand worth of work. All it needed was a battery. I thought they weren't driving the van.
Yeah.
Just because the Jack FM logo had changed slightly, and they don't like to do that. I thought they were going to rewrap it. They weren't driving it because it wasn't running.
It's just a battery.
Yeah.
Nobody checks into it.
No, and they had to jump the van off to get it on to the Jordan's tow truck to get it out to the shop.
Incredible.
I think that had been the first flag to go up.
Yeah.
Maybe that battery crapped on it.
Jump it off. They got so much crap back there that never moves.
And we got 2 or 3 vans that just set out there, and I'll probably guess, without doing any type of in-depth diagnosis, batteries are dead.
You're good.
So when are you going to have the cash?
I'll give you the cash today. I just figured after 5 years, maybe someone would call me, and because my word's like gold.
Did you get called today when you couldn't get the van?
Yeah, by my promo team.
All right. Why didn't you send a check out there?
No, I just assumed that someone at the shop would say, you know what, Gavin's good for it.
It's got nothing to do with you. You just said the paper. I'll go through this again for you. Listen to me tightly. You turn in paperwork. It takes this station 4 or 5 months to turn that around. I'm not going to wait on it. You owe me $150. You're not going to get your van. That's why I slapped the mechanic's lien on it. That's my first one, by the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a big day.
I think you should charge him storage now.
No, Trey, he shouldn't.
The shop is full of cars, and Daryl's been pulling the Jack FM van in at night so nobody would break into it. So, yeah, that is storage. I can leave it sitting outside unlocked.
I will get you the money ASAP.
You've had 3 weeks. It's no longer ASAP.
Does a mechanic's lien cost you anything, Russ?
No, you just don't give them the van.
Okay, I didn't know if it was a legal process you had to go through.
I think after 30 days. In 30 days I can sell it?
Yeah, 30 days. No, don't sell it. Jesus, Russ.
I believe you're dangerously close.
For $150.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think we just file with the state, mechanic's lien, get a title on that.
No,
then
you're
I
not
can
going
sell
to do
it.
that because you're going to receive a check today.
I got nothing in my hand.
And I am going to write you a check.
You know,
I'm running a business. I got overhead, and I got no time for people coming in. And I'll catch you next Wednesday.
I'll give you $350 for it.
I am staring at my checkbook now.
All right.
Do you want me to fill it out now?
Do whatever you want. I'm not at the shop. I can't give you the van. Take your check, go out to the shop, make sure Daryl checks it to make sure it's good, and then he'll give you the keys.
My God. Why wouldn't my money be good? Of course it's good.
I'm going to ask you for the last time. Where was the check today when they picked up the van?
Yeah, and I don't have a good answer.
All right, that's why you got a mechanic's lien slapped on it. And you probably got another 7-8 days before that bitch goes up for sale in the green sheet.
God, what a great partnership.
How is this a partnership?
All right, that's what I'm saying. It's not.
Yeah, but we've had other people try and come in and get free work. That's not the way that the free enterprise works. Free enterprise doesn't really mean that.
I will get a check to the promo team who will get it out to Daryl tomorrow so we can pick up.
Then you can have the van once the check clears.
Oh, my God, you don't check everyone's checks that come in.
No, actually, we can't. We don't have a Checktronic.
Well,
we take credit cards. Visa, MasterCard.
Fine, then I'll put it on my Visa. I'll put it on my American Express.
We don't take Amex.
Oh, Jesus, Ross.
Any reason not to?
I think they charge more of a processing fee than Visa or MasterCard.
Gotcha, okay.
Gavin, this is as painful for the shop owner as it is for the customer. It's not our desire every day to hang on to somebody's car and eat up storage space. Which I'll start charging now.
Oh, God.
You need to charge them at least 10 days.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, you owe me $650.
Trey, you're such a supporter of the radio station. It's immaculate.
Gavin, I told you, and I told David Henry more times than I told you, the van's ready. We need the space. Come get it. Over and over. Now, you got legal woes.
God.
I'd love to see that actually go to the CBS legal department when all the names are involved. So the afternoon host is holding our vehicle hostage.
Anything else? Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. How'd your gas giveaway go today?
Went great.
Where was it today?
Today was in Garland.
Mm-hmm. No issues?
I-30 and Broadway. No, we had a lot of cars come.
Did you not have 105?
Yeah, we had more.
Oh.
So we had to turn some people away.
So you made the announcement at 6, and then how long did it take for the line to fill up?
Line got there early. One of the TV stations announced it.
But they don't cover it.
Early. No, they said a local radio station.
It's a jacked up thing to do.
Well, the jacked up thing
That's where it is.
Well, did they say it was a radio station doing it?
Yeah, they said a local radio station.
But no credit.
No.
Well, then stop sending out releases. What are you doing, that every day?
Yeah, no, I have to this same television station did an amazing job promoting it yesterday. So, with radio station name.
That was Channel 11?
No, Channel 11's done a great job. They announce it every morning.
Who was the other one?
6 o'clock. Fox 4.
Okay.
But, like I said, it was on the news last night, and so...
Well, now you're getting your exposure that you were looking for. But the jacked up thing was, they send out press releases to the media every day. About what time?
About 4:30.
Okay. Yesterday was a first giveaway, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You had some chick show up before the announcement was made from one of the area newspapers.
Really?
And they asked him, how'd you know where it was? Oh, we got the press release this morning.
I work for the newspaper.
Yeah.
That's jacked.
Why didn't they turn her away? Because in essence, that's, I don't know if this is the correct terminology, that's inside information. That's almost fraudish.
Well, I think the word embargo and stuff like that, that's kind of out the door in today's media society. So we'll just send it tomorrow right at 6. So.
What does he mean by embargo?
Embargo means hold it until the time.
Well, they held it until the time. They were just giving the information to all their employees so they could show up.
Oh, yeah. In that case, yes. But you just don't want to... You don't want to...
Just stop telling them.
That's fine.
Well, you do whatever you want. You haven't listened to me about the gas giveaway from day one, so why start now? Tell everybody. Tell them now. I'll tell them now.
No, you will not. No.
It's tomorrow, Friday?
Yep.
If the giveaway tomorrow is in...
What is it?
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, fine. Who wants to guess?
No, we're not going to play guessing games.
Well, let's see. We've been up north. We've been out east. This one.
Garland was today.
Yes.
Yesterday was Frisco. Okay.
Fort Worth.
No.
That's cities?
No. I'm going to say no to everything.
They're not talking to you.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, no.
All right, I'll play. Let me guess.
Okay.
No. This is worse than the TV station.
I haven't shown up yet for the free gas.
I know.
But tomorrow is the weekend.
Sure, you want to get all charged up.
Yeah. And I don't live that far from tomorrow's giveaway.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
You guys remind me before the end of the show, and I'll tell you so you can show up. JD, it's going to be close to you as well.
Okay, I'll go.
And Trey, it's worth the drive for you.
Okay.
All right, how long before we need a break, Flo? Okay.
You guys aren't getting gas if you show up.
And the who's going to enforce that?
Period.
Who's going to enforce that?
We will enforce it.
How?
We will enforce it.
How?
Because with us, our promo team, the cooperation of the police, we will enforce it.
All right, let me ask you this way. How?
You're all station employees. Station employees are not eligible for this.
We'll wear disguises.
Yes.
You're the one that tells me that it should be for the listeners. This is for the listeners. You're not a listener.
Call Costume World and see if they've got 5 Gumby outfits.
I bet we get TV coverage now.
We dare you to spot us.
Oxford helicopter again zooming in, and it appears that Gumby's
A family, a herd of Gumbies, if that's correct, have gathered for free gas. Which is surprising to us. We always thought they rode Pokey. I'm going to be there tomorrow.
No.
You're not going to turn down Gumby.
Then it's me versus you.
All right. You're going to get a green beat down.
That's going to look kick-ass on YouTube.
You break here?
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show.
Is Dan outside smoking?
No.
Where is he?
In traffic.
Oh. I'm looking in the back of the room for him.
He's back there.
You set?
Yeah.
All right.
What? I forgot why we do this on the phone when he's standing right here.
I don't know.
He ain't 15 feet from you.
As if normal would.
It just seems to add a little of authenticity.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Credibility. Like he's actually out on the road.
It sounds more official if I'm staticky.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Dan.
Okay, traffic is brought to us by Geico and Toyota of Richardson. In Dallas, 635 eastbound at Coit Road, an accident has been reported. Also in Dallas, 35 northbound at Woodall Rogers, there's an accident there as well. And
Dan, I can hear you over here. You're going to have to turn around towards the wall.
And in Fort Worth, 35, the North Freeway southbound at Northside Drive, there's an accident, and that's actually blocking the right lane, and that has you backed up all the way to Meacham Boulevard. There's your look at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thanks, Dan. 72 for the low tonight. Going to be almost 90 tomorrow. Chance for afternoon showers every single day, all the way through the weekend. We have 87 now at Live 105.3.
You know, the piece I saw on CNN, John McCain was doing a town hall meeting. The one guy that never got around to the question.
Just kind of filibustered.
I found that today.
Okay. And McCain was nice to the guy, though. He
never gets pissy with him.
That could be the problem.
There's no way John McCain could know that this fateful point would result in the world's longest question.
I'm here by my own convictions, by my own considerations.
Some old guy in the back of the room in a suit. Looks like Art Garfunkel.
It's one of these guys that nobody ever talks to, so when he gets his moment, he's going to go on and on and on.
Yeah, like my accountant.
Yeah.
Marty.
Yeah.
But this guy looks just like an old Art Garfunkel. Same hair, everything.
Accord.
At least it felt like the world's longest question.
Maybe as a Christian voice in general for this nation.
Can I have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but not quite yet. Not anywhere near yet.
And not to insult, sir, I do not know what you know. I do not know how much you know.
Do you know Mrs. Robinson, one of our hits?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We're in town. I'm with Simon, one of the people know.
But,
can I have a question from you?
Okay.
We're a little more than a minute into this now, and still, no question.
The Bible is standard, its principles.
Now I'm going to ask you for the third time. Can I have a question?
I'd have written a check.
Yeah.
Had this been Cheney. Instead of McCain.
Oh, you never get to 3 strikes. No.
I ask you again. Never mind. Next question.
Just grab that microphone out of his hand if you would.
Or you could just leave it there and bend over. Rigor mortis should sit in about 12 minutes, from my experience.
Yes, sir.
As the guy the crowd was getting restless.
What, Trey?
Crowd really does
get that blows when the whole crowd turns on you.
Somebody should have just gotten up and just popped him.
See this shovel come in from the side of the TV.
Please, sir, there's a number of other people that would like to ask a question. Would you please go ahead?
I'm trying to be as concise as I can, but it's
you're not. Concise, all right. We're now 1:45 into the question. And John McCain's head is getting heavy.
We saved the Union.
Audience members are starting to rub their heads.
We delivered our minority groups, namely our black people who have been horribly, terribly abused.
Sir, you really have to ask me the question. I understand American history. Please go ahead.
Okay. Then I'll get very direct.
Just don't try to direct him.
I wish I was back in the concentration camp. I miss being a POW. Did the Viet Cong send you?
Trying to silence the Christian voice, trying to stop us from...
Sir, you really have to...
Now somebody's off to the guy's left, holding their hand out. Give me the mic. You better give me that.
They don't want to make a scene.
And now the Art Garfunkel guy's now starting to freak out.
You really have to.
Can I give you my final question then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Senator McCain was more generous with his time than the crowd was with theirs.
Okay, let me say this.
You really give McCain credit for being as generous with his time, because this ain't his only town hall meeting he's gone to.
No, and there's a short time. And
he actually put his hand up to the crowd, so let the guy finish.
finally, 3 minutes and 15 seconds after he began, came the question.
Why should we vote for Senator John McCain as president?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Then, with an odd wave of his arms, he surrendered the floor to Senator McCain, who gave a 20-second answer. But we don't have time for that.
Thank you for your commitment to the things you believe in.
On this question, the Straight Talk Express went local.
Excuse me, I'm hoarse.
No wonder. Jeannie Mo, CNN.
All right, what a whipping. Well, you get those people from time to time. They call in here and want to give you a 20-second roll up to a 5-second question, and you don't have any time for it. You can turn them. You can get rid of them.
Well, what kind of PR nightmare was it going to be for John McCain? To say, look, it's been over a minute. This room's full of 200 people. Get the mic up. I'm going to come down there and take it from you.
Just have somebody else walk up, just punch him out.
What's going to happen if he just says, all right, I got to move on?
Yeah, it was 2 minutes. 3 minutes. God, 3 minutes. It's forever.
Well, they gave him the mic in the first place.
Yeah, they should really know better and give the microphone to the dude in the back with the crazy hair.
Yeah, new rule. We have a new rule in the McCain campaign.
No, nobody's talked to him since the late 60s. Their last hit. You don't want him talking now.
All right, next question. Yes, Max Baer Jr.
I'm sure he fooled me. He goes, what do you want to ask? Why we should vote for John McCain?
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Good. Great, concise. Who?
Man, I hope the entire day goes like this. Well, not now.
Somewhere off in the distance, the microphone screener is bashing his brains against a wall.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't shut his audio off. I don't know, battery died.
Yeah, the crowd would have been with him.
All right. Anything else before we go to news?
Oh, let's see here. Several things, actually.
All right, get to one of them.
Audio from Snoop Dogg and his new country song. You want to hear that?
Fabulous.
Got 55. Snoop Dogg. This is called.
Who's he doing it with?
My Medicine. He has Willie Nelson on it with him in the video.
Yeah. I'd like to dedicate this record right here to my main man, Johnny Cash. A real.
Snoop Dogg's main man is Johnny Cash?
Apparently so.
American gangster. I got my nephew Whitey Ford on the guitar. Young Trev on the drums. Grand Ole Opry. Here we come.
Hang on. What's the who's the demo he's shooting for on this?
I have absolutely no clue.
Because the hip hop consumers aren't going to want this, and I don't believe the rednecks
not going to want
would be subscribing to this.
I think he's thinking because he and Willie both tend to smoke the dope. We're going for the dope smokers. That's the only thing I can figure. So that's what the song's about.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack put the spoon on the candlestick. Dope stick pimpin' on the one-trick pony. Yeah, she kinda skinny, but she gets my money. Get my money, buy my medicine, buy my medicine, buy my medicine. Get my money, buy my medicine, buy my medicine, buy my medicine. Yeah, you know I got to have that medicine.
How do you actually commit this to paper? I forget about the recording. You sit down, you wrote this, and you know that's not his first draft. Well, ends up with something like this.
That's the final draft. That's one. I just don't hear this one on the woof.
You don't think KSCS Twister the woof will play?
I don't believe so. No,
that's too bad.
Jack starts hanging around with the fiends. Got strong house on the cat.
I said Willie was on this.
Willie's in the video.
Oh,
only.
But no audio.
No audio. It's just
smart.
Told young wifey I love you, honey, but you gotta hit the streets, go and get my money. Get my money, buy my medicine, buy my.
Did he put out an entire album, or is it just this one song?
So far, it's just this one song. He says he wants to do a whole country album, and he also wants to do a bluegrass album.
Yes, Big Stacy.
See, what you have to understand, boss, is the Snoop Dogg and the Big Willie Nelson are both Puff Pass buddies. And so they gonna like one another. And I heard the song earlier today, and I kind of like it anyway.
You buy it?
A nice little beat.
You buy this?
I don't know if I'd buy it. I'd bootleg it, maybe.
All right, you coming in for your weekly weigh-in?
No, sir. I got to work today. I'll come tomorrow.
Have you not lost any weight?
Huh?
Have you not lost any weight?
Yeah, I did. I think so. I don't know until I get weighed in.
Where are you right now?
Working.
You on the bus?
No.
Well, what are you doing?
Working.
You on the bus?
I will be shortly.
All right. You get a stop? What are you doing? I don't know how your day goes.
I'm waiting right now.
For what?
To start.
What time do you start?
4.
Oh, all right. Where's your bus?
I'm standing next to it.
Why don't you get in it? Be a little proactive. You only got a minute and a half.
Be early at the stops for a change.
I can't be early. I have to be on time.
As what percentage of increase have you seen with riders since the gas went up?
I want to say 50.
It's well, it's not double. Close. It's gone up 50%.
Yeah.
What's it cost to ride the bus?
$1.50 $1.50 one way, $3 but.
And can't you buy one where you can ride all day?
Yeah, that's $3.
And that actually is that
all day?
What is it if you want to go from Dart to what's the Fort Worth system?
$5.
$5 throughout Dallas Fort Worth. It's not a bad deal.
Not really.
The problem is you got to ride with other people.
Well, yeah, it's a bus.
Oh, too bad. All right, it's 4 o'clock.
Gotta go.
Okay.
I'm waiting till the last second to get on your bus.
All right, you ready, Dan?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, John?
Just a news story. You said yesterday you had no interest about the corn being wiped out. And this is, somebody sent me this. It was actually an article by Dave DeWitt. He interviewed Jimmy Bedford. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's the master distiller at Jack Daniel's Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee. And one of the questions is Jack Daniel's whiskey a bourbon? And the answer is it meets all the criteria for a bourbon made with 80% corn. So if all those crops get washed out, your Jack Daniel's is going to go up. You don't pay for it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
So I still don't care.
I'm just saying.
We get a shipment every week from Majestic.
Maybe there'll be less and less Jack Daniels. How many acres, Trey? Get wiped out?
Millions.
Millions of acres? So there'll be less Jack Daniels.
I don't care. Okay. Majestic still, they send us like 5 or 6 bottles every week. We don't go through 5 or 6 bottles, so I've got my own national reserve.
Every time something happens to a bottle of Jack Daniels, everybody goes in the morning.
If the prices go up, then I'll release some of the Jack back out into the market. I've watched the political arena. I know how these things function now.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
While scratching your hairy belly.
401 at KLLI, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Thursday, June 19th, 2008. Birthdays today. Dirk Nowitzki, our very own Dallas Maverick, turns 30 today. Brian Welch, former Korn guitarist, turns 38. Paula Abdul turns 46. Kathleen Turner, old and ugly at 54. Ann Wilson from Heart is 58. And Spanky McFarland from Spanky and Our Game turns 66. And on this day in history, back in 1862, slavery was outlawed in the U.S. territories.
Texas was in no rush to spread the word.
No. On a bit of a delay.
What was that, 1860? What was it?
62.
And it wasn't until 64 that actually word got down here?
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't have CNN back then.
You had telegraphs. Yeah. You had the Pony Express. There was a way to get the word out.
We got the word out.
No.
Well,
what a jacked up thing to do.
It really is.
All the years that these people were enslaved, now they're free, and you don't bother to tell anybody.
I went to the front door, I yelled it.
You're free.
What was that?
Free.
I can't hear you.
Shoe colors. All right, I'll go back out in a couple of years. It was just something as horrific as slavery, and you wait another 24 months before you pop it to anybody.
All right, we finally have something we really got to tell you guys. Come up with
last time I'm coming out here. Free. Slavery's over. You've been emancipated. They proclaimed it. I'm not kidding. Take those wombats with you. Goddamn.
Ross Perot is jumping back into the political fray, this time with a stern warning that the country better start paying attention to the national debt. The former presidential candidate has reemerged with a new website spotlighting the soaring budget deficit, which is more than $9.3 trillion, and growing.
I have cut from his, actually this website's called ProCharts.com. It's cut 52. It's kind of a video presentation of what the
He's always like that.
Yeah, yes. He's back to his charts and his pie charts.
Not since the Great Depression have we seen an economic crisis of the magnitude that we are facing today. Our enormous national debt reached almost $9.4 trillion on April 30th of this year, and it is increasing by over $1 billion every day.
Does he have a solution? I see this clip, 6 minutes. Does he have a solution?
Not really.
We already know that we have the national debt. We've always had the national debt.
But he's trying to let us know how big
we
it
ain't
is.
never been in the black.
And how
we live in the red.
Expanding, and he gives several explanations. He took every dollar that we owe. It would go to the moon and back 6 times, that kind of thing. It laid him end to end. He loves those little visual pictures, and that's what he does in this. He's just letting the world know this is a serious problem we need to address. And
well, you're going to have the visual images go along with it, because when you say billions and trillions, people don't have any type of perspective on that.
$1 billion a day? I had no idea we're getting $1 billion a day further in debt.
Yeah.
Well, then you tack on interest.
Yeah. No, I think that includes it.
Oh, all right.
He goes on to say,
we are leaving our children.
But the website is just to provide accurate information to every citizen about the serious economic problem facing our nation. That's the whole idea.
And his answer is what?
He didn't really have one. He just wants everybody to know.
We know we're in debt. We know that this continues. We know that this has always been the cumulative effect. It's snowballing. There's really no way to stop it.
I don't think the average person understands. I didn't know it was $1 billion a day.
I don't care what it is. I got my own things I got to pay for. I can't be concerned with the country. I know I'm giving them an ass load of cash every year. You can't spend it properly. Don't come to me afterward and say we want to bump up your tax rate.
What do you want people to do? I'm not in the government. What am I supposed to do with this information? Okay, that's bad information. Hurricane's coming. Bad information. I can do something about that. I can move.
Right. I mean, he's urging what he's trying to do is say we need to balance a budget, maybe run a surplus, start retiring some of the debt. And
we've always known we needed to do that.
Well, and in good economic times, we did it. In the late 90s.
We've been in the red, black?
Yeah, we were in a surplus. And we started retiring. And in fact, going into 2000, there was
we're not doing it now, so what has to happen? Oh, stop spending more than we got.
We need the economy to get better, and they can get more tax dollars. And
okay, well, the economy is going to get better. That's just somebody stepping into office and go, all right, knock this off.
First stay in the office. Everybody.
It's not going to be something that's corrected just by somebody having a big PR rally.
Mm-hmm. No.
Come on, economy. Yes, you can. I don't want to hear this entire thing.
It goes on and on.
Let me jump to the middle of it. I like it when he uses his pie charts.
He and I have worked together for years. He's a wonderful man.
Who's he?
Back it up a little bit. I can't remember.
He's talking about, I believe he's talking about David Walker, the former U.S. Comptroller General and nation's top accountant.
Okay.
Extremely talented, a man of the highest moral and ethical standards, and his whole mission, driven by himself, is to make sure that everything on this site is accurate. Mike has done wonderful work on this site, and I couldn't be more proud of him. But I want to make sure you understand.
But if you don't have any type of solution, the site's useless. The entire point has now become moot.
He's telling them no matter who gets in the office next, they need to do something. But what?
And he's also saying that people that care about it need to contact their state and federal representatives and have them
take action. People aren't going to do that. It's hard enough for people to get out and actually go vote. Nobody say nothing to me. I'm not voting for a reason. Not because I'm apathetic.
What's the reason?
I don't like any of the candidates. I don't like Obama. I don't know enough about McCain.
Do your research.
I don't want to.
That's apathy.
That's not apathetic. I'm busy. If I sat around and I had absolutely nothing to do all day and just watch television, then I'd do some research.
Well, you can get a one sheet and pretty much tell where they stand on all the issues.
That's not the way you vote for president of the United States through some advertising one sheet.
Well, they get put out by third parties. It's just a factual statement of where they stand on the issue.
I'm not registered to vote. It's too late now.
No, it's not.
I'm not voting.
You can register online.
You can?
I think so, yeah.
No.
Then you can be on a jury. You can be in the jury pool.
No, because they also want you to show up for that.
Yes. You have to show up to be on a jury.
And according to Everett, I'm going to get kicked off every time, so why take the time and trouble to go down there, sit in the jury pool, and wait to get... Everett said they're going to kick me out regardless of whether they know who I am or not. Exactly. It's my demeanor.
I can see that. Oh, here we go.
How are they going to be able to discern what my demeanor is just by answering questions?
That's what they do. That's how they pick juries. They have people that come in that do nothing but help them pick juries because they can tell. You never saw a Runaway Jury, did you? They tell by the way.
That was Pauly Shore?
No.
All right, go ahead.
They tell by the way people, they do background checks on people.
But you're going to have to use something Pauly Shore was in or I'm not going to be able to relate.
Was he in Biodome?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with that.
All right, go ahead.
Then he walks.
But you had my interest.
Tell me. Mine too. Surprised you even knew that movie.
They can tell how people walk in the room, the way they dress, and then they do background checks. If it's big enough trial, they spend a lot of money to find out who you are, what you know, who you know.
Well, I know you fill out a questionnaire when you come in. They ask you, I think, different questions on the questionnaire based on the trial.
Right.
If it's a DWI and you got 6 of them on your record, they're probably going to bounce you pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, that's what how Oprah met Dr. Phil. Is he was a jury consultant on her trial in Amarillo.
Okay, hold on a second. Who's on the hotline, Alfie?
It's Chief Kunkel.
What did I say?
Huh?
I say something about David?
No.
Was this about the bait car?
The bait car thing, yeah.
All right. Chief Kunkel?
Yes, Russ.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Why do you think you guys took all this grief for that bait car program when you've had, was it like 250 arrests since the inception?
Yeah, we had we've had actually 245 arrests since 2004, and anytime a tragedy occurs, I think it's appropriate for people to question, second guess, and debate the merits of a program, but
you guys didn't force this. You didn't force this guy to break in the car, and you've actually.
In fact, he was almost a poster child for somebody who gets arrested over and over again. He's has 19 convictions since 1999. 5 for breaking into cars, 4 for stealing cars, 1 for burglary of a house. 3 for evading arrest in car chases. And,
how is it after 18, 19 convictions, he's still able to go out and steal cars?
Well, because they go to jail, and everybody we arrest, with almost no exception, gets back out, and some of them pretty quickly. He actually served about 140 days for stealing a bait car. In fact, he'd been out of jail 4 days when this second bait car was stolen, but that's more time in jail than we normally get. But it is very frustrating for our officers and everybody else.
Well, will he be away a little bit longer this time?
Yeah, I'm sure that he will. He's charged with murder and.
Well, I didn't know about the murder charge. I knew okay. Yeah. So the initial problem you guys had, the officers had to call dispatch, and then they did disable the car.
Yeah, I'll try to walk through real quick because I know your time is very
go ahead.
Okay. But the way it works is we deploy bait cars all over the city. When one is moved or some indication there's entry, then it notifies our dispatch center. And when that happens, we start dispatching officers. And so this incident happened in Oak Cliff on January 2nd, around 1:15, there were 2 officers dispatched. It took about 6 minutes for the first officer to get to the place where the car was supposed to be. It had been moved, and the officers found the car, but it was unoccupied.
All right.
And in the course of the officer trying to find a place to set up on the vehicle, the car moved before the officer could.
Should I tell him about my idea for the bait car program?
No, please don't.
I
think it would work.
No, please don't.
Vehicle about a mile south of that location, got behind the car, waiting for backup.
I won't tell him.
Within 8 seconds, asked for the vehicle to be disabled, and that vehicle being disabled took 27 seconds to occur, some of which we can reduce the time. The bait car's signals go through the cellular network, so there's always some risk about being the time frame it may take for the cell call to go through.
Right, or the car's in a place and it doesn't catch a cellular tower, and then you got to wait for it to move to another cell.
It could, yeah, it could. And also while the bait cars are safer than any other way I know to deal with stolen cars. And
I don't know if you guys have released this information or not. Have you talked about how you make these cars what's the word? Attractive for somebody to steal, or is that?
No, we don't really talk about that, but we try to have the kind of cars that thieves are interested in, and we deploy them in areas
where the thieves tend to hang out.
Where we're having stolen cars, and like I said, Eddie, the person arrested for murdering this crime had been convicted of a previous bait car theft. So, but I know he's stealing a lot of cars that weren't bait cars.
Sure. If you've fallen into 2 bait cars, how many more have you stolen?
Yeah, I wonder. You almost think that's like winning the odds of.
To get arrested.
2 bait cars are pretty small.
Yeah, I found one. If obviously the odds are with me, then I'm not going to pop another one.
Right.
Oh, hell. And the fact that there was any type of criticism about the program at all, should it stay in place? Should they just abandon it? That entire argument was absurd. You've got almost 250 arrests, guys that are. He was going to run regardless. He saw a police officer. Whether he knew that cop was, he didn't even know he was in a bait car. He saw a police officer and then ran. Right?
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, that's. We don't know what's going through his head, but yeah, it looks like the minute he saw the officer behind him, he tried to make a couple turns. So the officer. These were normal turns, but then he sped up very quickly to about 75 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. So what have you changed with the bait car program now?
Primarily, and is the way that we get the disabled message out and try to, and I think we were talking about taking seconds off of that, so the 27 seconds, can be reduced under, to 10 seconds, but there's still going to be a time frame, and you've got the issue that when bait cars are disabled, then they lose their power steering and power brakes. So while they stop, they handle differently. So there's risk at disabling those cars at high speeds in neighborhoods. But the alternatives are even worse. As you said, they're going to be stealing cars, and if we don't have the abilities to disable, then I think circumstances are going to be worse than what we have some control over with the bait cars.
How are things going along so far with Mayor Leopard? You getting along with him?
I love Mayor Leopard.
No issues?
No, I think he is the single most energetic person I've ever seen. He works tremendous hours. He's out in the community all the time, and he's been very supportive of hiring officers and getting better equipment and training and everything we need.
Okay. And we need a break here? All right. I haven't talked to you since this happened, so our condolences over Senior Corporal Lozada.
Well, yeah, thank you, Russ. And we appreciate, and all the officers do, that, as I said earlier, that even in the worst times for this department and other departments, you're the one voice that always supports the officers, and I appreciate it a great deal.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And I have an idea how to straighten up the bait car program.
Russell, don't, please.
No. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, I guess.
All right. It's Chief David Kunkel. God. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
If they get the heads up as soon as the bait car door opens, or the car, if it moves and all of a sudden the GPS is going to show that now it's changed locations, and that's when dispatch gets the heads up.
That's what Chief Kunkel just said. It's when it moves.
Hold on. Yes, Bradley.
Hey, you got Brad?
Okay.
Hey, Chief Kunkel was on there. Did you happen to get a chance to ask him if they're worried about the high speed stuff? Don't they have a way of putting a governor on there or something so it'll only go up to 30 or 35 miles an hour?
The problem is, and I didn't thanks, Brad. I didn't think about this, and I should have, is the cops don't plant the bait car and then watch it until somebody breaks into it. You get an alarm that goes off. It goes through dispatch. They send an officer out. So if you got a car that's only going 20, 30 miles an hour, the guy's going to know he's in a bait car.
He's going to bail.
And he's going to bail on it.
Yeah, the second he puts his foot down and it only goes 30 miles an hour, you'll never catch him. It's got to look like a normal car, drive like a normal car.
Except you have a queer in the back seat.
Thank you for not saying that to the chief. You don't put a queer in the back seat. It's not that kind of a bait car. It works on the internet because those are actors.
No.
Yes, that's a bit. It's just
the guy hot wires a car. You have the gay guy jump out of the back seat, start blowing him until the cops get there.
No.
And gay people are strong.
I know they are, but no, that's not going to work. You can't just have a gay guy sitting there waiting to blow up somebody.
The thief's gay.
What?
The thief is gay.
Well, then he probably won't notice the chain of police cars following.
Yeah, he's just going to think, how fortuitous my evening has turned. I have a free car and a free blowjob. Let's stop by 7-Eleven so I can get a scratch off. I'm due for a trifecta.
Mom always said crime didn't pay. Look at me now.
I mean, a penny for any of what I have.
Stolen cars down all over the city except for Oaklawn.
Is that a bait car? Hello? Backseat? I'm ready.
Mickey Pierre, that's me.
Can I just stick it in the window? All right. Anything before we continue today?
Some smart-ass email. Russ, JD kept saying Amber is out of your league, and then he thinks Amy is also out of your league. So are we to assume JD has never dated anyone out of his league? Every chick I've ever dated has been out of my league. I don't think anybody's in my league.
Well, then
who exactly is in my league?
Ooh, good question.
Shut up, Dan. Don't help me out. Who's in your league?
What would be
some girl?
What would be the description of somebody in my league? If both Amber and Amy, if I'm dating in the wrong circles, who should I be dating?
Most of the chicks you date are
that's not the question.
Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm formulating. Actually, Amy is in your league. Only because you guys, she doesn't want to travel, apparently. She doesn't want kids.
That's not why you said Amber's not in my league. Yes. You said Amber is too pretty. I'm not a pretty boy. So who is it that I could get?
Amy's beautiful, and you guys fit. Lifestyle-wise, there's two different circles.
That's not what you said about Amber. I'm dating out of my class, meaning this is somebody that's not going to look at anybody like me.
Do you think she would?
Amber?
Yeah.
Oh, no, You finish.
I'm done. I'm just saying.
You haven't answered the question.
Chicks that are beyond the scale.
What scale should I be dating? How far out of my class is Amber on a 1 to 10? I'm at what? I'll be generous and give myself a 3.
No, you're more than that. You're more than a 3. You're in good shape.
There's no time to rehabilitate.
No, you're more than a 3. But the guys she's dating are going to be 9s and 10s. That's just the reality. And that's what she can get. And that's who she's attracted to.
What I got to do to be a 9 or a 10?
Don't do this to me.
I have to.
That's not possible.
I thought personality comes into play.
It does.
I can change.
That's what gives you a 5.
So out of my league, how? You talking about the looks?
Just
forget the traveling, forget everything else. That was another reason I never called her back after the voicemail she left. First of all, I still think it was a hose job, just to see if I was going to bite.
I don't think she'd do that to you. No, she has to see you every day and work with you.
Yeah, she would. That's funny to hot chicks.
I don't think she's that kind of girl. I could be wrong. I don't know her.
The other reason I never called her back was I looked at her MySpace page and looked at all the different places she had traveled over the past year, all the pretty boys that she's hung out with. Sure. And that's not something that I want to mess with.
People like that, just they travel and they hang out with pretty people and they go to cool bars.
Even if she came at me, we're playing fantasy here, and tried to convince me, go overboard, actually woo me, to date her, I wouldn't do it just because I know all the anxiety that's going to come along with dating somebody that hot, that also is high maintenance. I don't care how she plays it.
Sure.
You travel that much, and you go to all these different events, you're out every night, you're high maintenance. I like to sit at home. I work all the time, I don't want to go home and then have to get ready to go someplace else.
The first time you told Amber to not come in your office and speak to you while you're working is the last time you'd see her. She's just...
That's the problem with hot chicks, is they don't take crap.
No, she walk out the door. Amy is hot. She just, somehow you just got a hot one that will take your crap. I don't know how you did it.
But Amber's not something... And you really hate
Just her attitude.
You get to that point, you go, it's not even worth the effort. Even if they were coming at you. Because at that point, you've given up.
No, in your brain, you could say, I'll work this as long as I'm going to maybe get sex out of it. Then you got to hit it and run.
Yeah. You won't do that. You can go in. Yeah, all right, I'm going to leave the emotional wall up. I'm not going to get attached to her. She's going to throw out everything that she's got as far as personality, the looks, probably wild third lip sex she's going to give you.
Get me, huh?
And then that a-hole with the 3 ports that looks like some type of jet.
The guy said he laughed so hard yesterday he almost hurt his neck when you said that the jet.
Is he suing me?
No, he's in the Army Reserve in Dallas. He has a degenerative neck injury.
From yesterday?
No, he said, but in general, he laughed so hard that he gave himself a headache, and now he thinks he's hurt his neck from laughing about the third lips and the jet-shaped a-hole. I thought I was going to wreck on the interstate. Keep it up. Sergeant Sprad.
She can't be an absolute perfect 10. There's something wrong with her, and I'm still with Chloe. She's either got a third lip down there or 2 or 3 a-holes that looks like the space shuttle.
I think I'd put up with all those. But you're right. The anxiety of every time she left, every time she's out of your sight. Guys, she even admitted it yesterday. She goes, no, not every time. Yeah, that means every time you go out, there's somebody has got the balls to walk up to you and go, hey, how you?
But I don't think she's the cheating type.
You don't know what she is. After the other relationship went belly up, it didn't sound like she waited too long for the clam to cool off.
Well, they had broken up, and I mean...
Well, okay, go ahead and tell us, since you seem to be the Amber historian. Go ahead.
Oh, you're right. I mean, she started dating pretty quickly, but I just don't think she's the cheating type. And you know how girls are when a relationship's over. They can turn it off, and they're moved on.
Especially chicks like that would take one night on the town to find another pretty boy. One night.
And then you got to sit at home, knowing that it's probably going to take me another 3 to 6 months to find another chick. I got to sit here alone while the only chick on the planet that I want is out getting her third lip plowed.
God,
with all the stuff that I gave her. Jewelry, lingerie, boob job, whatever it was I gave her, somebody else is enjoying that right now. I got to sit at home and be pathetic. And I'm not going to go out, because if I go out and I hit on a chick and I get turned down, depression is going to live with me for another 6 years.
That's the worst feeling in the world. I've been there. God, you go out to a bar, you go, I'm over her. I know she's out. I know she's dating. I'm going to Cowboys tonight, and I'm going to pick me up something, and we're going to have a good time. And you're driving home at 12:45 going, I never dated anybody else again.
or some chick does want to come home with you, and all you're doing is comparing her to the one that left you.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have a bunch of moles on her ass.
I really want to have sex with you tonight. Come on, let's go home. Let's do it.
No.
All kinds of crazy sex. I just want to do it and do it and do it.
Those moles on your ass are vexing me. It really doesn't matter who the next chick is. If you're still going through the breakup phase, you're not going to want them.
You get drunk and start telling her about your ex.
When I broke up with Tiffany back in the mid-'90s, I had some other chick that was I met her at a radio appearance. Hotter than Tiffany.
Yeah.
Wanted to bang. Came over to the apartment, is laying on my carpet, pulled her pants off. It was an ass on like a 10-year...
Tight ass, wasn't it?
That you only see every 10 years. Kind of arched up in the air.
Yeah.
Screw me. Like it in the ass.
Oh, my God.
All I could think of was, where the hell is Tiffany?
Oh, God.
And after about 3 weeks, I got past the relationship, and then this hot chick had already moved on. So I lost 2 of them.
Did you nail the hot chick?
No.
Oh,
and it was perfect ass, perfect. Her breasts were so perfect, I thought it was a boob job. And she took her shirt off, and I couldn't find no scars. So either they shoved them up through her ass, or they were real.
And you passed on that.
It was that pristine, and I gave up.
She's naked? How did you tell her? I can't do this.
Yeah.
Man, it hurts my stomach.
You never did that in the course of a breakup? You got somebody that's hot that's right on the tail end of the other one that you're not done with?
I had one time backstage.
I'm not going to ask Stan because he's the pretty boy. He's the one that can go out and just,
no, I go check. They all want me.
I've never had anybody leave me.
Weasel.
Go ahead.
I was just broken up. Actually, she just left me. Let's be honest. I was backstage at Billy Bob's. Never had this happen before this. Never had it happen afterwards. Girl walks up to me. Cute. 5'5".
Hang on a second. Flo, bring me the bottle. I'm starting to get pressed.
Pert little body. Hot. And I'm looking across the room going, she's really kind of cute, but my mind is on this other girl. She walks across the room to me. She starts up a little chatter after about 5 or 6 exchanges. Literally says the words, you know, I don't normally do this, but would you just like to go home and have sex?
Yeah.
I said, no, you know what? I've just broken
You're
up.
a fan.
I swear to God it happened. I can tell you. It's a Kennedy moment. I can tell you exactly where I was standing, right in front of the
I just broken up with Tiffany. This ain't no kettle thing.
I just broke it up about a week and a half before. And she just said, I've never done this before. Do you want to go back and just have sex? And I just went, I can't do it. I can't. I'm not into it. I'm sorry. All the way home. Take my boot off, hit myself in the head. Just couldn't believe it. And ever since then, of course, that moment will never reoccur. No one will ever walk up and say that again.
And as you get away from the event, you can't emotionally put yourself back into it. No. Why did I turn away somebody that was hotter than the chick that I'm grieving over, who just laying on my carpet naked with her ass shoved up in the air, tight as a...
You're making me hot. Quit it.
As an ass that probably is aged for at least 18 years.
I understand.
Poked up in the air, just give it to me in the butt.
She was probably ready.
Yeah, if she wasn't in the ass, I think probably she's already moved herself.
Did she actually say that? Or
yeah.
My God. Oh, I thought you were being silly. Yeah. I like it in the ass. And he went, no.
Yeah. Pot.
Shut up, Dan. Mr. Pretty Boy.
I'm sorry, Dan. Not everybody has the magical nipples where they can just attract chicks nonstop.
I don't do that at all, and they're definitely not magical. I just can't understand how it is in JD's situation. A woman walks up, please have sex with me, and you say no.
I just was so twisted. I just was not. I couldn't think of it.
And a girl laying on your floor, already at your apartment, Russ, saying, you know,
it's worse, isn't he, Dan?
You know, go at me number 2 style. And
I don't like anal sex.
What?
Dan, I mean, I understand you're grieving, but
you never get in there, man.
No, you got to get back in the game.
This is not getting back up on the ass right after you get dumped. All you can focus on is where your ex, especially with Tiffany, because she's hanging out with this director guy who knew that she was an aspiring actress and is just playing that angle. I can get you in this movie. We're going to shoot a movie in Austin. And we're still dating at the time. And now she's not spending as much time with me because she's out auditioning with him.
With a guy that can see her talent. He can see my talent.
I see your talent. I just can't do anything for you. Well, he can. And so I got to go have this meeting. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. It's for my career.
And then I can't keep track of her. That's when I got to start parking down the street and watching her to see when she comes home.
So pathetic.
Bitch never came home.
Well, she was busy.
And you can't, there's nothing you can do in that situation. You can stand up. You can be bold about it.
Yeah.
Fine. You go hang out with a guy. When you get ready to call me, don't.
Yeah, how'd that work?
And you could take the power angle, and if you've already let it go too long, that's not going to do you any good. In the beginning of a relationship, if you got to the majority of the power, you hang on to it. Because if you start giving it up, you're effed.
You learned that the hard way, and that's why you kind of overdo it now.
Well, and that doesn't mean to be an absolute tyrant, but if they start playing the emotional two-step, you've got to act like you don't care. Because the minute that you act like you care and you start chasing them, you just gave up all the power, and now you're destined for doom.
That lovely night when you sit home going, I know, right about now, 11:30, she's drunk, getting plowed. I know it. There's no question in my mind. And where am I? That's right. I'm in a dark room drinking by myself.
Crying, trying not to call her on the phone, screaming, I don't deserve this.
I bet if I yell at her one more time, she'll come back.
Yeah, you call him. Yeah, I got a lot for you. I put up with a lot of crap, and then the gratuity that I get is you go spending time with this director. I I'm going to buy a bunch of books on blunt force trauma, and I'm coming over there.
Out of womb. Every time.
I don't know why we think that's going to work as well. If you call up, if you scream at them and tell them why they're wrong. I never hear that from John.
No, he's pretty...
John has listened to everything. He's actually been on your side in some of the arguments.
I'll kill him.
With you. You try that, of telling them why they're wrong, that don't work. No, you call up crying or saying, I'll change, that don't work, because then you look like a pussy. And saying, I don't care and I'm done with this relationship, that don't work, because they don't come back.
She is good, I am too. That's not what I wanted to hear.
I hate psychology. I should have dumped all my money into the blunt force trauma series that you could get from Time Life. Long before we need a break. So never the reason why I wouldn't date Amber.
Yes, I understand, because of the...
I've been through too many of those, and I know when I'm dating outside of my league, and you always have to try too hard. You got to be more attentive. You've got to listen. You've got to be on your best behavior around her and her friends, which means I'm always going to be unhappy because I'm not like that.
That's not your personality. And you can tell just the way she carries herself. Even just in the relationship you have with Amber, she already has some power.
Not with me.
Well,
because I'm to the point where I don't even want to screw her. She came down here naked, I wouldn't screw her. I don't care who believes it or not. Because she'd come down here naked just to say screw me, and as soon as I got anywhere close, she goes, I'm
off.
Psyche mind.
See, I don't think she would if she really came down here naked and laid on the floor and went, everybody out of the room, I got to have sex with the rest right now.
I'm not going to fall for that. That's going to be her little old man celebrity conquest.
Get your business ready. She goes, oh, that's cute. I got to go.
Look at that.
Look at your big boy.
Got your boner.
I have to go see my 6'4" football star now. Bye-bye.
But those love handles are quite lovely on you.
On you, they look nice.
I'm sure, and I'm actually attracted to those. I'm sure my boyfriend will probably get one in 20 years. And I'll be more attracted to him. I'll be going now with my perfect little body. God. You just get to a point in life, I don't care how absurd it sounds, you get somebody that hot that comes after you, you know all the baggage that's going to come along with it as far as having to maintain the relationship. It's not worth it.
Just as you've been there.
I'd let her beat me off, and that's about it. That's as far as I'll let the commitment go.
You're such a gentleman. You go ahead and whack it, and that's all. Then get the hell out of here.
And don't expect anything else other than what you're about to get. Try and come in here naked and hypnotize me with your nipples. Are you getting sleepy? I am now. Somebody on MySpace sent me an email that said, "Why did she seemed to be in psychology? Why didn't you let her talk to you about your problems?"
Yes, she did. She seemed to have a pretty good grasp about your mother.
All she threw out was just the obligatory things that psychologists will hit you with. It's a relationship with your mom. It's not a well-rounded relationship with your father. Those are the easy things.
Well,
not everything is always seated around the relationship with your parents.
Well, let her go a little bit further, see how much she knows.
She didn't seem to know that much. That's all she could focus on. My parents. My parents aren't the only issue. That's why I've gotten away from them.
What's your other issues, as far as you know? What would you say?
I finally get to a point that I'm not going to put up with anything.
You don't care anymore enough to put up with that, even no matter how hot the sex is, no matter how hot the body is. When you're 25, Daniel, you'll put up with that. But it's
not worth the nonstop anxiety that comes along with if you're having sex once a week.
And
when you equate the time of just being around them or banging them, it's not worth the grief.
You're absolutely correct.
You got something cute to say, Trey?
Nope.
I'm primed.
Nope.
You're smiling about something. Now's the time.
I'm just watching y'all.
Now, what do you want?
Nothing.
What's funny to you?
I'm just watching y'all go back and forth.
Beat his ass.
What does that mean? Is it funny to you, all the turmoil that JD and I have gone through? I know it's funny to Dan. That's why I'm not even looking at him right now. He's sitting over there with his super duper pink nipples.
No, I've been through my fair share.
So why is it funny for JD and me to share?
Because you're just bitching and moaning.
not bitching and moaning. I just said, here's why I don't put up with it anymore.
Put down the rules now, which I respect. We got to be honest. A lot of people still do it in their 40s and 50s. You continue to play that game. If you're out doing the bars every night, chicks like Amber, they expect you to kiss their ass because they get it every day from guys all the way into their 60s.
Chicks like that don't put up with crap, and I can't live like that. Do we need a break?
Yes.
What are you smiling at?
I'm good, man.
All right. Bye.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Who was that?
Dan.
Oh, all right. I forgot. I don't know if I want to keep doing this or not, or actually get a replacement for Gail.
Just want to try to audition some people like you were doing before, except maybe not blind dating. Because you never get through a report, he'd screw it up and smack him in the head.
If Eddie had taken the time to learn Braille, we probably could have the traffic reports converted, and he really could have done traffic.
That's true. They have almost little teletype machines that can send that stuff, because I used to I used to know a guy that was
Run with a guy.
Yes, that was a DJ down in San Antonio, and he ended up moving up here. Shut up, Dan.
Soundbite.
Anyway, he did all his show notes and everything in Braille before he got on the air. Shut up.
Was this guy aware of it?
Was he a what?
Was he aware of it when you were going at him? Or did you just sneak up behind him?
Well, he was blind. You can get him once.
You're getting it from the traffic guy. Go ahead, Dan.
All right, traffic this time is brought to us by City of Dallas and Geico. In Dallas, I-35 Stevens Freeway northbound at 635. There's a disabled vehicle which is actually blocking the left lane, and that has you backed up to Story Lane. In Cedar Hill on 67 southbound at Lake Ridge Parkway, there's an accident that has you backed up to Mount Lebanon Road. That's actually at the exit, and only one lane is getting through. And in Fort Worth, I-35 both directions between Keller Hicks and I-30. Just expect stop-and-go traffic. There's your look at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Dan. 72 for the low tonight. It'll cooling off a little bit. Only 89 tomorrow, but another chance for thunderstorms. We have 88 now at Live 105.3.
Even though it's been over 10 years since I've really had to deal with that horrific of a relationship.
Just
you go back and you relive these stories. And during the break, I wanted to walk in the hall and just slap the piss out of somebody.
You put yourself back in the car, back wherever it was. You
just and it's not really the sex, because you'll hear a lot of guys lose a chick or they're staying in a bad relationship. The sex is unbelievable. It's not that. You get very proprietary about her poon. You don't want her. After I put all the emotional equity into this relationship, how dare you go out someplace, don't even grieve over me, and start getting that thing plowed. I'll be God.
Because you know that's the problem. She's going to go out that night. If she wants it, it's done.
If you're dating somebody out of your league, you know they're going to be able to go out instantaneously and start getting screwed.
Sure, and they can turn it off. There's nothing left.
And all of a sudden, it's like chicks have this sniff thing that can tell that you just got dumped, and to stay away from your dog ass.
Yeah, well, you're walking around, you feel like crap because somebody just dumped your ass, and you reflect that. You look desperate.
And you know, there's nothing you can do to speed up the healing process, and just about the time where the emotions get really thin and you're just about done with this and you're over it, either you'll see her someplace or somebody will say, hey, I saw Tiffany with her director friend, and you're back to day one when you broke up. Then you got to start all over again, and you still got no chicks.
Because you didn't.
God!
Relax. It's been a decade. You just, since you've been in a car and you've sat all night and watched for her car and put watches in her tires to find out what time she backed out so it would stop the hands on the clock.
Well, sometimes you got to sleep.
in the car with a TV on. Didn't you bring a little TV so you'd have something to watch?
So? I just think you don't feel as pathetic if you have entertainment.
You're entertaining yourself. I'm not just here watching. I get the best reception here in the driveway.
You try and put yourself back in that situation. Why was I going through that? Your self-esteem just gets to a certain point that you think, I'm not worth anybody else. If I don't make this one work, nobody else is going to come along.
Ever.
And you sell yourself on that. You even try and break the cycle. I'm better than this. I don't deserve this. I'm going the hell home. And then you turn around because about halfway home you realize you're a pathetic fag. And you go back and you camp out in front of their house waiting for them to come home.
I would tell her, I would say, you know what? Screw this. I'm better than this. And she goes, yes.
No, you're not.
No, she would say, yeah, you are. You should move on. God, I'll kill you. It's not what I want you. I want you to fall on your knees and want me again.
Yeah. Well, when you get to the point where you got to start
justifying.
If you bow up too late in a relationship, you've already lost.
That's what I did. I waited too long.
And I'm not talking about going as far as Lycus does with chicks.
No.
A lot of that is just shtick to get his the chick callers wound up. But you've got to maintain some power in the relationship. And if you don't have it at the beginning, you ain't never going to get it. And she's going to drag you around like a little sock monkey.
You learned that the hard way, though. You've learned it, and Dan will learn it someday. He won't.
No, Dan ain't never going to learn it because he's a pretty boy. Pretty boys don't have to go through crap like this. Isn't that right, Nipple Man?
Look at your smug little smile.
You've been smug the entire show.
I'm not smug.
Yes,
it's disbelief because
it's not disbelief. It's judgment. That's exactly what you're doing.
I am not silently judging you, but maybe JD.
Thanks.
That's what I would do if I'm listening to a couple of guys go through all the bad relationships they've had and all of the idiotic things they did to try and hang. Yeah, I'd sit there and go, what is it with you guys? What is it about the poon? It's not just the poon. It's the fact that it's mine and I don't want anybody else screwing it. And she's letting somebody else. God.
See, and I understand that. I've been through that to a certain extent. I just didn't get myself into the situations that you guys did as far as the stalking.
The pathetic part. You've never had to do that.
Because you've never had anybody leave you.
No.
Well, that's the first step in being pathetic, is they have to leave you. It's a step-by-step process. I could take you through the 12 steps. I've been through it a couple of times. and it doesn't make any difference, but the hot chicks that I was really trying to hang on to, one went on to die.
Yes.
And another one that I dated ended up going through the 12-step program because she was hooked on coke.
But you don't know that.
So, in essence, obviously everything played out for the best.
In the long run.
But I don't know that. And even if somebody had to come up and said, all right, here's a map of the future. Here's what's going to happen to her.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get out of this. Then you're going to kick in with your defense mechanism. But I can help her with this. I can keep her from going down that route.
I can make her a better person. If she's with me...
And you help them with their business, you loan them money, and then they die. I'll be God!
Get yourself all wound up. This is all over. It's all in the past.
I need to slap the piss out of somebody.
Somebody recommends
Gavin. Bring Gavin in?
Bring him in. No, don't.
Somebody just sent out an email. Today's been a rough day for them. They just found out a good friend of theirs died. The show's always made me laugh, and I especially get a great amount of joy when you torture Gavin. Would you please do something horrible to him today to make my day better? I love the show.
Today's not the best day to do it because I might
actually kill him.
Yeah,
that would be bad. As the CIA said, if the person dies, you've gone too far with torture.
You got it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, there's the line.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing when Chief Kunkel was on with the criticism about the bait car program. And you've got people that are, why are the police chasing these people? The criminals. That's what the cops do. If you institute an absolute no chase policy, regardless of the crime, they're always going to run.
Sure, they know they're going to get away. Why would they stop at that point if they know you're not going to be chasing them?
And it's not exactly the same thing, but it's close to the same scenario with giving the detainees at Guantanamo, giving them rights to our judicial system. Anytime that you give the criminals any more rights than we have, whether it's law enforcement or the military, we're going to lose.
Sure. you've cheapened the process.
You can't have. Shift over to terrorists for a minute.
Okay.
You can't have rules when you deal with terrorists. You have to have torture. You've got to have ways to get information out of them. They don't like us. They don't want to be around us. They want us dead. You can't run them through the judicial system or have some type of humanitarian rules in place. You got to I don't care what they do to torture them. I don't care.
I know you don't care.
If it would have prevented 9/11, I don't care what they did to anybody.
But no one will ever make a case for that. And there is a faction, and it's a large faction of this country, that says they're still human beings, and you still need to treat them like human beings, and they still have rights, because everybody else, it's other countries that act that way, where nobody has rights. This country is one place you have rights.
You can't say that
human rights.
We're better than that as far as dealing with terrorists. You can't play you can't be the good guy, because you're always going to lose this war on terrorism. You've got to be as maniacal and as catastrophic. You got to think in catastrophic terms, or we're not going to win. And if you get rid of Gitmo, that's like killing servicemen. If you voted to get rid of that facility, you might as well start shooting servicemen, because really, in essence, you're killing them.
But again, there's that faction, and that's a large one that's going to say, that's not humane. Well, this is not what America was built on. We're not this kind of person.
We also didn't have to deal with this type of technology and this type of terrorism when this country was founded. Oh. You want to win this war, you've got to be as diabolical as they are. And those bitches!
You're going to come back around to that.
What do you want, Trey?
I say all the people that say we're not, you can't do that, we're not like that. They don't understand the simple principle is that if you put one of those people in front of them, they would kill you.
You still have the humanitarian aspect that comes into play, where you do have the I don't know who.
We're not savages. We're above that. We're not a third world country. That's not the way. You're right. They are terrorists. We are not.
Well, then just get acclimated to living in fear.
I go back to the fact that whatever the military does, within reason, I mean, you do have checks and balances. Don't tell us. Just quit telling us. Don't even tell me you got Gitmo. I don't care. Personally, as an American, I don't care.
And from the information we've gotten from Gitmo, the torture isn't anything like what goes on in the Middle East.
If those pictures are...
If it's waterboarding or they're painting all of them up to look like the members of KISS, it doesn't make any difference to me if I get the information out of them.
And making them stand for hours and running music and not letting them sleep. They've been doing that for years.
Oh, yeah, you've had sleep deprivation. Well, you compare that to somebody that no longer has a head.
Right.
Really, I think you got off on the nice side.
Just don't tell us. Just do it and don't tell us.
You're going to say something, Dan?
No, you got it absolutely covered. Because I'd love to be adversarial, because part of me, in certain instances, agrees with that we should be better than those around us. But in this situation, war on terror, you absolutely cannot be. It's like, and this is probably a terrible analogy, but it's like if we're in the middle of a war and someone actually invades the land of the United States, we take our Navy and all of our troops on the water and say, no, we want to fight over here. That doesn't work. You have to go down to their level. I don't care if we're supposed to be higher and mightier. Get down there, rip out their fingernails, do whatever you have to do, get the information, and quit telling us about it.
That's most important.
As simplistic as it sounds, you can't have rules in war, especially the level that we're at now.
That's why I wish Cheney would stay somewhere in the loop.
And that's the reason why, like, back
maybe he'll open up some type of franchise. Hold on, Dan. Yes, Steve.
Hey, I have to say you're wrong. I spent 3 years in the Marines. One thing that they told us is you don't torture your prisoners because you're not going to get the information out of them that you want.
Some of them we have gotten information out of.
But you're not going to get anything out of them.
I just said some of them we have gotten information out of, according to the reports we've seen.
Not through torture, though. If you torture something,
you're not going to get it through baked goods. I mean, I hate to argue with you because you've been in the military, but we have seen, we have gotten information through torture. That's why we're still waterboarding, baby. And to get rid of Gitmo, that's going to put other servicemen at risk. If there was information that we could glean by slapping these guys around and we didn't get it and servicemen died, then we failed.
I think Gitmo's fine. It's just torture does not work.
Well, now, are you talking about the torture that we do or the torture that's going on in the Middle East?
Both. It doesn't work. The one thing that we're always told is tell them whatever you can tell them right away. That way you don't have to worry about being tortured. And
that's always been my edict.
Yeah. Obviously, the terrorists don't care. They're not going to tell you anything, or they're just going to tell you what you think you want. And even if you go further, by going in and torturing, killing their families and friends, stuff like that, they're still not going to tell you anything.
I'm not going that route. I'm more prone to the beat them down torture, the sleep deprivation, or the long term effects of that before they finally go, I've had enough of this. I can't stand Paul Stanley. Take this off, and I'll tell you whatever you want. Thanks.
And torture. I mean, I hate to argue with the guy, but it's been proven that it does work.
Well, the wear down torture. You know, I walk in and I poke you with a hot stick. You're not going to go, okay, what do you want to know?
Yes. No,
I would.
No, but I'm just saying, if I do that every day for a month, at the 30th day, you're going to say, all right, what? I know this is going to continue. It's a wear down thing. That
right. It's like the Chinese water torture. Exactly. All right, I'm going to drop water on your head for, 3 or 4 days. All right, fine. Do it. Go ahead. Make any difference to me. You get a few days into it, you start to hallucinate.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to shut up.
Yeah, that's
when you finally go, all right, I got enough out of you. Zip. I don't know anything else. Ready for news, Dan?
Yeah.
All right. Alfie, hold on, John. I want to take any of those, Alfie.
Line 6.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Juan.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am I Nick?
Say it again.
Am I Nick?
Let me check. No. Mm-hmm. All right. I want to take Robert. Yes, Robert.
Hey, boss.
Yes, sir.
What the people who are advocating the torture need to explain to the civil rights people and all the liberals and all that is that the Islamic terrorists, the Islamic extremists, made it a holy war. Because what they do in the name of their God. Once you make it a holy war, you can slaughter billions. Nobody can touch you. Men, women, children, doesn't make any difference. In a holy war, there are no rules.
And that's the driving force behind all this. There's no guilt. There's no conscience. There's nothing. I'm doing it for Allah.
That's exactly right.
And
that's why it's so hard for us.
I'm going to be rewarded after my death.
Fight on that level.
Thanks, Robert.
Our religion and our God is the complete opposite. So we can't even hold up the I'm doing it for God banner where they can.
Well, I mean, it's a twisted version of Islam that says, that goes to the extremes they do. I mean, it's like, because some people have killed in the name. I mean, there's been plenty of bloodshed in the name of Christ.
I wonder if I could set up my own Gitmo for my exes.
In your backyard, so you watch them be tortured?
No, I do it myself.
Oh, okay.
I don't contract. God!
Would you start with Diane?
I'm afraid of Diane. I'd torture myself. And Diane never screwed me around.
No, that's right. You screwed her around.
Yeah. A lot more fun on the other side.
Well, it sure is.
But you're in control of everything.
You know, because you know what's going on.
If you don't get caught, you still have the comfort and the reassurance of the relationship, and you got the other chick that you're screwing.
It's a great feeling.
It's almost ecstatic.
It really is.
I believe I'll do that again.
No. You've settled down now. You're in your late 40s. You're engaged.
But I never got caught.
So maybe you're due?
No.
You were smart. I'd say I'll give you that. You think fast on your feet. Like the time, who was it that found the business card in your wallet from a florist?
That was Diane. Because it had the chick's number on the back. She had just happened to work for McCain. And I was out jogging. I came home. She was going through my stuff. What is this? Why are you going through my wallet? I want to know what this is.
Chick's name on the back of a card.
Why do you have her name? When I tell you what, we're going to call the place, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. It wasn't on a McCain card. It was just a number in my wallet.
And at this moment,
we call it, and they answer florist. And that was it. You were going to get flowers, but now you get nothing, bitch. You're not going to get flowers as a sign of gratitude for going through my crap. You get nothing.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Because I would have collapsed. There's a chick I'm screwing. You got me. You turned it around on her.
And then she brought me gifts the next day.
So you've had shining moments. You've only been screwed a few times.
I know, but it's enough to stick with you for a while. You ready, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. We okay, Cloak? What?
We're cool.
All right. 5:18, Dan O'Malley's here with more news.
And thank you, Russ. American Airlines Flight 915 from Miami to Bogota, Colombia was delayed Wednesday night after a skunk was found in the back of the cargo hold. And it was, of course, discharging its foul odor throughout the aircraft. The skunk was discovered as workers were loading the plane. When crews tried to remove it, the animal then released its notorious rotten smell. No one was injured.
Was somebody shipping Peppy, or did he just crawl onto the plane?
He just said it was found on the plane.
Yeah. No one was injured, but the odor filtered through the cabin, and then passengers were taken off the plane.
Okay.
The flight was 2 hours late. This out of Pittsburgh, KDKA radio reporter Rob Milford was taken into custody by Allegheny County Sheriff's deputies after he allegedly brought...
I know the name. I don't know why.
Didn't he used to work for KLLI?
Gavin, is that right?
Yes, he used to work here.
Did we have him on the show?
Not in my time here.
All right.
Yes, we did.
How long ago was he at KRLD?
I want to say about 8 years ago.
I don't think it was that long.
No, he must have worked for somewhere else. Because I know we have had him on the show.
No, Rob Milford, I worked with him in San Antonio. That's why he was on the show. Rambo Rob, we called him in San Antonio. Yeah, and then he was on KRLD, and he came on with us to talk about something. I can't remember what it was.
I thought it's been in the last 2 or 3 years.
I think it has.
Gavin, this isn't somebody else that you fired, like poor Larry Dixon?
No, I can't take credit for this one.
All right. What is it Milford did?
Well, he allegedly brought a gun to the county courthouse on Monday morning.
Milford shocked.
Because I know Rob. We used to run around together in San Antonio. He always had guns, and we called him Rambo Rob for a reason.
Oh, all right.
Milford has been suspended by the station pending an investigation, actually announced his resignation. Milford was going through the courthouse security when an x-ray machine detected a handgun in his briefcase. He did not have a permit to carry the gun, so the weapon was confiscated. Investigators said Milford acknowledged that he left the gun in his briefcase, but said it does not belong to him.
What if he forgot about the gun in the briefcase? Why the resignation?
I guess just because of the bad publicity.
Gavin, do you know any more about this? All right, thanks. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Rob has a history of getting into issues at radio stations. I like him. He's a great guy. But
what issues?
He just runs up against problems everywhere he goes. And he's one of those guys that...
What issues?
Traffic stop issues, arrest warrants for unpaid things. They're not big things. They can rob banks and stuff. He just does stupid things like this that every station he's been at, there's been a Rob story.
Oh, all right. So, go ahead, Dan.
Until recently, scientists thought the only reason female chimpanzees made so-called copulation calls when they were ready for sex
was
to attract as many mates as possible. That way, the male chimps would fight it out, leaving the female with only the strongest, most suitable lover. But according to new research, that doesn't seem to be the case. 2 psychologists from St. Andrews University in Scotland have been studying chimp behavior in Uganda, and they say female chimps make their calls even when they aren't ovulating and only when no other females are around. Apparently, there's a lot of competition between the female chimps. They don't want other female chimps to know who they're copulating with and how often it's going on, because if the other chimps knew, then they could interfere. So that means female chimps basically just want to get it on with as many males as possible, as long as the other female chimps aren't aware of it.
So much for evolution.
Every chick's not a slut.
Oh, my little sexy simian. Perhaps you'd like to ride on the vibrating banana. The simian symbian.
Yes.
It will rock your monkey clam. Your tail vexes me.
Huh?
Yet intrigues. It's like an elongated hairy penis. Of which its delights I can only fathom.
Oh, dear Lord.
I do not enjoy the foreplay, though, of you hitting me with your monkey scat. I do welcome the opportunity of broadening my sexual horizons, but you're throwing it too hard. I am not the Curious George. I don't like the monkey scat. Why don't we try a nice monkey golden shower to cleanse ourselves? Oh, shoo-wee. It smells like bananas and asparagus. I do not enjoy this either. Let's go back to hitting me with the scat. Perhaps a nice monkey plate job. Oh. Do you know of the Roy Clark?
Dear Lord.
Perhaps you'd enjoy some pornography. I have video of my lovemaking with many celebrities. Would you enjoy my salad tossing experience with Clyde from the Clint Eastwood movie?
Left turn, Clyde.
They weren't kidding. It was heavy first way. Here's some other feeling. But I give it to Clyde in the brown banana shoes. Then I punch him in the back of the head. That's the Donkey Kong. What is that? No, that label, that tape is misleading, that label. That's video of me eating out Mickey Dolenz. You don't want to see that. Need a break? Is that one making the rounds?
Yeah. Chuck is gone.
Love the bumper.
Here we come, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, with a monkey.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3.
Okay, Dan. What else you got?
People in the small mountain town of Allens Park, Colorado, are drawing up the battle lines. The controversy began when man named...
Hang on, there's Mickey Dolenz. I miss him.
The controversy began when a man named Jeff Mead wanted to open an ATV rental store, but nearby neighbors complained about the noise and the environmental impact.
Have you seen this story, Trey?
No.
Margie Patterson, remember Patterson, says Mead's clients have damaged pristine private land, a claim, of course, Mead dismisses. The Boulder County Planning Commission...
Why would it be opening I didn't read the entire story. I just got down to the end of it. Opening up an ATV rental place.
Just the sound and the noise, and you're running through the woods, tearing things up. They don't want that because they're...
Well, was he going to do it there on his property, or was it something you rent, you take off to your own land?
It's a rental thing, and you would take it wherever.
All right, good.
The Boulder County Planning Commission recently denied the businessman a special use permit to open his business, so Mead put out a banner on his building which reads, Patterson's XXX Porn Gallery.
I won't be bothering the environment.
Patterson, of course, being the main
I've
opponent.
decided to go green.
And Mead said he's serious about opening the adult store to make money since he was denied a permit to open his ATV rental shop. Patterson and other residents claim the move is childish and in poor taste. Mead says he hopes to open the porn gallery by August.
Hell yeah. That's something you would do.
Yeah, it is.
Me?
Yeah.
If they wouldn't give me a permit for something as innocuous as just renting ATVs?
Okay, I won't then.
Not only will this be quiet, but it's fine for the environment.
I believe I'll open a nice porn shop and fish hatchery. Thank you. So if the porn doesn't get you, hopefully the fish eggs. Yeah. There's 2 words in there someplace. Go ahead, Dan.
All right. According to a psychologist named Douglas LeBeer, Americans are suffering from something called empathy deficit disorder. Basically, that means that unless we personally experience something for ourselves, we don't really care if anyone else is having a hard time. Here's the doctor's logic.
That's the way almost all charities work. When somebody gets involved, like Kelsey, what's his first name? Guy from Frasier.
Kelsey Grammer.
His wife got involved with the IBS.
The irritable bowel.
Yeah, with that charity because she got the farts.
Well, sure. Why else would you get involved with that? You pick one that was less distasteful. I like to.
And why let anybody know that your wife has the farts?
Because it's a very
Say somebody else in the family has it.
But she's the one.
Meemaw has the IBS. Not my trophy wife.
Somebody you're screwing.
Here's Mrs. Grandma. This is my wife. She's not actually in her pants.
It sounds like it.
Well, she has the IBS.
Oh, well, it's quite annoying.
Try banging her.
Well, there's the smell. All right. Banging her. Gross.
I'd give cash for a normal queef. But that's the way most people get involved with charity. Somebody in their family gets cancer, MS, mesothelioma. It doesn't make any difference. That's when they get involved. Nobody just decides, it sounds like a worthy cause of breast cancer. Unless somebody in your family's had it, then you really don't give a rat's ass.
And you go out and get the ribbons and do the runs and all that stuff. And you have a story to tell when people ask, why are you involved?
And then they contact me because they want me to sponsor something.
Sure. Because
I've already got this foundation for fallen police and fire. Well, this is money that we need now. Well, you don't care about people with cancer? Obviously, I don't, or I would have set up a foundation for it. You're going to go out and run once a year. This foundation is 365, so I can have the funds available. And again, they get pissy because you won't do anything for them.
It's never enough.
Well, could you give us some things to auction off? No, I'm not helping you with your charity event. You want to do it one day a year? Dandy for you. I'm glad you're doing something. I got other things I got to handle, and don't get pissy with me.
How many of those do you get a week, or just Trey goes through them?
Probably maybe 10 through MySpace. 'Cause nobody can get at me through a regular email. Trey goes through those.
Right.
So how many a week? Without exaggerating.
25.
Oh, you're kidding. People want him to donate to something?
Donate.
Batmobile.
If you do car appearances.
I even get those. Hey, I know Russ is busy, so I'm going to ask you. I don't operate his cars.
Sponsorships for
Let me drive
Little Johnny's, football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse for their teams.
Puts a show name on something or other.
Yeah, pay for their jerseys, and then charity, Woody make an appearance. A couple of MCs,
Bring the cars out.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you get a lot of that. Well,
and then you explain to them, I bought these cars for the Police Fire Foundation. And they still don't get it.
Well, you're not busy Saturday. Why can't you just bring it by? We could raise a lot of money, and it's a very good cause.
Oh, and they make it sound like, well, it's only going to be for 6 or 7 hours on a Saturday, and we're in Midlothian. I'm not shipping the cars out that far to have somebody watch it for 6 or 7 hours while a bunch of little 6 or 7 year old piss monkeys are all over my Batmobile.
Can you even imagine?
No, I can't because I never do it.
I'm just surprised they would even ask, honestly.
Oh, and there's always that air of being indignant when you turn them down. So it's just about you and your police, fire, and whatever you do for animals.
It wouldn't hurt you to help us.
Well, the problem is, if I expand to you, then all the other dingleberries that come along with you, I got to deal with them. So I tell everybody no.
And that's why you have Trey going through the emails, so they don't even get to you, most of them.
Now, what do you normally tell them? You just delete them, or you?
I politely say, thank you for the email, but Russ has 2 things he works for, which is fallen police and fire and homeless animals, and that's it. If he tried to do anything else, he's spread thin as it is. He can't do more.
Some people get it, some people don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, but the problem is, then you do something like we talked about yesterday, getting the guitars from the military. Oh, see, he does other things. I see. He'll do if it's good enough. But obviously, our charity, people dying of cancer, not important to him. Well, maybe you'll get cancer, mister. Well, you ever be threatened you like that? Wish bad things on you for not helping them?
Yeah, I can't think of one specifically, but it was cancer-ish. Well, somebody in your family is going to be afflicted with this, and then obviously, then you'll be interested. Well, possibly until then, but I have this now. And I don't have anybody in my family that's in police and fire, so it's not like somebody in my family is going to benefit from this.
Like your dad was a cop? No, not at all.
And I occasionally get this. Well, maybe when you know somebody who has such and such, then you'll have.
I just can't believe a fundraiser where somebody would be pissy.
They think there's some sense of entitlement. Just because we're a radio station, that we're always going to give them something, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
And then you start going back and forth. You actually buy it, as far as the argument. Then you start going back and forth with them. Well, I got to straighten them out.
You're not.
I got 2 things that I can focus on. I do this all year. I can't make an exception and go do this.
You've got a lot of time. You've got money. You've got cars.
Well, you don't know what I got, and you're also not entitled to stuff that I got just because I got it. In fact, you're entitled to it less because I got it.
And there's also, sometimes people just get this concept that we sit around with thumbs up our ass up and
with tables full
before
of
and after.
concert tickets and T-shirts just waiting to be given away. I know.
What do we have to give away this week?
Okay. Then we have. All right. We have a pair of tickets to see Journey, July 27th at Superpages.com Center, formerly Smirnoff.
I'm just curious.
Dinner at the Blue Goose Cantina, limo ride from Limo George, various DVDs and movie passes for the latest Summer Live 105.3 premieres.
It's nice. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Remind me before 7 o'clock and we'll play for that. I'd like to go see the new Journey.
Well, that's the new Journey with the new frontman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the guy from Thailand.
The Philippines, I think.
Yeah.
Sounds just like Steve Perry.
I think it was last week when I think the album is Revelations. I don't know what it is. It debuted on the top 10. It was either on the Billboard or the iTunes download last week. This week, it's still, I think, in the top 10.
That's amazing. Even if they said the sound is even, to my opinion, even fresher than Steve Perry. This guy's vocals.
One thing I don't like, there are sometimes when he's singing, you can pick up a slight accent.
Yeah. Did you call me, Gavin?
Yeah, I'll get you a pair of Journey tickets.
We've got some right here.
I have some in here I'm going to play for later.
Oil prices.
Hold on. Why?
Because that's their intended purpose. That's why we get them, to give them away on the air.
We are.
Yeah,
we are.
We don't have the contest off the air when we play for it.
No, you give them to listeners who call in.
People like to listen to me win stuff.
No, they don't.
People enjoy game shows. Price is Right's been on for 30 years. I'm sitting at home. I ain't winning anything from them. Bob Barker ain't never give me dick.
But Bob Barker's also not walking away with a new car every day.
But other people that I don't know are winning the stuff.
Yeah, those are called contestants, similar to
That's what I am.
Contestant. No, you're the host. You're the Bob Barker.
Who's playing the game?
We are.
Yeah, and you can
make us the contestants.
And you can have a representative, a listener representative for each person on the show.
I'm going to see Journey.
I can get you those tickets.
I don't want yours.
In fact, I can get you great seats to Journey if you'd like.
Where are they playing?
Super Pages.
Starplex.
Thank you. I wouldn't have known where Super Pages was.
Yeah.
How can you get me good seats?
We can make some call and we can take care of you VIP style.
Are these not good seats that we're giving away on the air?
I'm sure they're very good seats.
But you could get me better.
Yeah.
So why are you holding out on the listeners?
I'm not holding out on the listeners.
Very nice.
Nice turn there.
Thank you. Yeah. You got better seats that you're sitting on. Why is it we're not giving them away? If the listeners if they're number one, if they're priority, why is it you're dicking them around holding these seats for somebody else?
I am not doing that, but from time to time, they hold tickets for artists and artist representatives.
So why do we give those away?
Because those are held for other people.
I'll just take the ones that we're giving away. I don't want to become a glom. I'm going to stop by tomorrow, get free gas so I can go out to Starplex.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Russ told us all where it is. Thank you. I'll be in line tomorrow.
You're really a jerk. You really are. I don't get it. I don't get why you don't want this radio station to succeed.
Gavin, every single day I've promoted your gas giveaway. I see no ancillary benefits out of it. I don't get anything. They're not going to be any rating spike because I'm talking about the gas giveaway that's going on in the morning. Isn't that what you want? You want it to be promoted?
Yeah.
Well, I do that. And it ain't worth 10 gallons of gas to you for me to promote it?
Oh, God. I will pay you to fill up at a tank in your hometown.
That's empty. That's an empty offer.
It's not an empty offer.
I don't mind getting up in the morning and driving someplace to get my free gas. Not an invalid. Oh. I'm not looking for a free ride or a handout.
That's the thing. We offer you things and you just want to do stuff to really just get under the skin.
That's what makes it worthwhile.
I know.
Ready for more news now?
I am.
Any of those, Alfie?
Line 1 or 2. Pretty good.
All right. Yes, Kenny.
Yeah, tell Gavin to sit down. We want to hear Russ win. He don't win nothing.
Thank you, Kenny. Again, Gavin, it's the vicarious playing along.
I know. A listener of your program has never called and said, hey, Gavin's absolutely right.
You don't think a good portion of the listeners think that way?
I don't think they do at all. I think they think I'm a whining bitch.
No, that's not what I meant. They think that, but they also want me to have prizes.
They have room in their hearts for both.
I think they're jumping on your bandwagon.
There's no bandwagon to jump on. People like to listen to games and other people, their enthusiasm and excitement of winning something.
Oh, my God.
Yes, Sheila.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I thoroughly enjoy it. What's the game you play with JD? You're just playing around the...
Password?
Yes. Love that. Got to play that for a win, right?
And you're okay if I keep the tickets?
I love it.
Thank you. Anything else to add, Gavin?
No, of course. Why would they disagree?
Oh, so the listeners are just sheep.
They have no minds. They have no spines. They have no guidance. They come to me for everything. They go along with everything I say. They're all idiots.
That's an excellent spin, but anyone who knows me knows that I always think of the listeners first.
So why are you holding out the good seats for Journey?
I'm not holding out good seats. I will call the venue, and I'm sure they...
Are they better seats than the one I'm giving away or not?
I'm sure they are.
Well, then why aren't we giving those away?
Because those are restricted tickets.
Meaning what?
Those are set aside for artists, family of artists.
I'm not an artist.
I know, but you're Russ Martin. They consider you in high regard. For you to go to that show...
No, nobody's more important than me as far as listeners go.
Oh, good God.
What a sweet, melodious word, listener.
Oh, Lord.
Man.
Listener, yes. Say it again.
I just don't think it's right, Ross.
Listeners. And Arbitron. Are we okay, Glow? All right. I got it, Dan. Start again.
All right. This from Northampton, Massachusetts. A Palmer man, Massachusetts, has admitted to poring over newspaper obituaries so he could rob the houses of families who were attending the funerals of loved ones. Thomas Walker pleaded guilty to various charges, including 4 counts of breaking and entering in the daytime to commit a felony. The defense and prosecutors agreed on a sentence of 3 to 5 years behind bars at a hearing Tuesday. The 20-year-old Walker, whom is a heroin addict, according to his lawyer, said in court that he would accept the 3 to 5 year sentence.
This isn't anything new. People have been going through the obituaries. No, as long as they've been posting them. You know, when the family's going to be gone, you look at, it says this person of this city. You pull up the information. In the past, you'd have to go down to the courthouse to get an address. But now you can do it on the internet.
Yeah. No, they did this 2 years ago here in Dallas. It was a big scam. There was a group of people that were doing this. Finally, the cops had to set up a bait house, if you will. They set up enough when they finally caught them doing it. That was about 2 years ago.
Well, this isn't an anomaly. What's the word?
Anomaly.
That ain't that.
No.
This has been going on for years.
It's just, can you imagine? It's just, what a scumbag. What a complete scumbag to take that moment that a family's going through that kind of crisis and use that to rob them.
Well, is it any different than stealing from me if nobody's dead?
It just is. You're taking a family that's already in crisis.
It's still stuff that's mine, whether anybody's died or not.
Got somebody going through a terrible crisis, and you're using that to make their life worse right now.
It's like when churches complain, well, who would steal from a church? Just because you're associated with God doesn't mean it's more heinous than breaking into my home and stealing from me. Don't make it sound like you got any special dispensation against crime.
It's a church. I mean, that's just... How do you do that? How do you rectify that in your head? I realize you're a burglar. You don't really give a crap about anybody. You don't really think about this. How is this going to affect the family I'm burgling? You don't really care.
I don't believe if they had the Jesus in their heart, they'd be stealing from anybody.
Good point.
That's just my take. So it doesn't make it any more damning that it's a church or if they're breaking into my house.
And besides, churches steal enough from their congregations anyway.
Yeah.
Little payback's fine every once in a while.
What? Stealing from a church is okay, is what you just said, Dan?
Yeah.
I would actually say if someone told me you have to go rob a place, I would probably pick a church over someone's house.
Why?
Because a lot of them are a-holes.
Yeah. They're taking money from a lot of weak people that you really don't need to be taking their money because you're giving them false hopes. Not all churches are like that, but there's a good portion of them. And if God let somebody in to rob your church, you were doing something.
I didn't open the door and go, come on in.
He didn't lock it either.
It's a house of God and it's protected. If God is watching over, why wouldn't he do something to the burglar before he got in? I think that Osaberry crap is giving me gas.
We always have gas.
Not like this.
Really?
Yeah. Is that right? Acai. Yeah. Are you still taking it, Trey?
Yeah.
Are you feeling any benefits?
I actually think feel a little pep.
Dan, will you spell that? Because I keep getting emails. What is that juice? Is it working? Where can I get it?
ACAI.
ACAI, thank you.
Well, according to Ludwig, you can't get it from his company yet, not until September?
I think he said September 1st.
The actual berry is available somewhere else, but the concentrate that he has, you can't get it for a while.
No.
What you guys are drinking, you and him. Do you feel any different?
No.
Nothing at all.
It's only been
2 days.
Yeah. He brought it in, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Took some Tuesday night, then started all day Wednesday, and then this morning.
Nothing. Okay, how about you, Trey?
Yeah, I feel a little bit better.
Better how?
Just a little bit peppier. I worked out today for the first time in a while because back wasn't hurting.
And you think that's acai berry related?
It could be psychosomatic, but I'm excited to see what happens, Monday, Tuesday, when I'm finishing with the bottle.
And that's what Ludwig said. Give it 4 or 5 days. If I see anything by the beginning of next week, then I'll get some more.
He's excited. He texted me again yesterday. The best is yet to come. What the hell does that mean, Ludwig? I didn't ask him because he didn't call me.
Called me Wednesday, wanted to know if I had seen anything out. Well, you just dropped it off Tuesday. I had some Tuesday night. It's the middle of the day, Wednesday. I'm not going to see anything for a while. Let the acai kick in. Get off me. You with your bouncy knuckles. Go ahead.
Peoria couple charged with first-degree murder for the death of their 5-month-old baby is eligible for the death penalty in Illinois, but will not receive it. State's Attorney Kevin Lyon says he will not seek a capital case against Tracy Herman and James Sargent. Lyon says he wants Herman and Sargent to live out their lives in state prison for their crime. They were arrested in February for allegedly starving their son to death. Herman and Sargent could serve up to 100 years in prison if convicted, according to Lyons.
You think that's going to be a more severe penalty, life in prison, than actually executing them?
He says here that the babies scream and cry and shriek for nature's reasons, and that is so they're not forgotten. And that didn't happen here. He was forgotten, and there's a price to pay for it. So he's thinking these people will remember that for the rest of their lives. That would be worse than putting them to death.
Well, you can still give them the death penalty. They're going to be around for 10 or 15 years. They get to think about that. And then when the moment comes, you get the added anxiety that comes along with that.
And I can't remember what website it was, but anti-death penalty advocate, they were saying that it's worse to know exactly the date and time of your death as opposed to maybe the person you killed that it was sprung on.
Yeah, there was a website I found a couple of weeks ago. It was an anti-death penalty website. It was sympathetic to people on death row. I can't think of the website now. Dan, see if you can find it during the break.
Okay.
I don't even know what to tell you to look for.
How would you be sympathetic for people on death row?
I don't even have a clue. It's been a couple of weeks. All I know is I wrote it down someplace because it's beyond absurd of just these people are on death row for a reason.
They want these people to just be put in jail and never be put on death row.
Yeah. And it goes, it's the angle of the cruel and unusual and knowing exactly the date and time that you're going to die. That doesn't make any difference to me. Again, it goes back to giving people more rights that are breaking the law
than the people that
than I have just as a citizen.
As well as the people they injured and the families they injured. Let them suffer as much as you can.
Then you have to worry about the suffering and all the anguish that they have to go through. Makes no difference to me. You couldn't play by the rules. We kicked your ass out of the sandbox, and now we're going to put you down. That's the way we play this game.
That's a reality, but again, you go back to these people that go, but you know what? That's what they did in the turn of the century. Haven't we gone beyond that?
No, in fact, we haven't gone far enough. That's why crime is escalating the way it is. We don't want to give police and fire the money that they need, and mostly police. But firemen got all the lazy boys they need. Well, what?
Nothing. We just depend a lot on Station 47 down the road.
Hey, we send them nice gifts on a regular basis, so we should be covered as far as any type of extinguishing needs we might have.
And we occasionally keep them rather busy.
Yes, we do.
Which is also good for their cardio.
We help with their training.
Well, as Chief Kunkel said when he was on the phone earlier, here's this guy that killed this lady after he stole the car, and he'd been convicted 19 times. 19 times. Let's let him out. You're right. There's no fear of reprisal. You're right.
Well, he knows he's going to be out in short order. What do I care if I get caught?
What do you say? He served 120 days for stealing the last car before this one where he killed this lady?
Right. This time he steals another one, blows a stop sign, kills an old lady. And people want to question the value of the bait car program. The bait car program caught him before. Had the judicial system locked his dog ass up the last go-round, that old lady wouldn't be dead today.
And no one ever everyone loves to point the finger at the bait car and the police department for supposedly not doing their jobs or not looking out for the public good. I'm sorry, were the police the ones telling the criminal to go commit the crime in the first place? No one ever blames the idiot who steals the car in the first place.
No, the family wanted to know, why did this happen? Why weren't they there to be able to shut the car off? This guy was going to steal a car regardless. He was going to see a police officer on his way home regardless. He was going to run through a stop sign someplace. This was going to happen whether there was a bait car out there or not. This situation just synced up, and the old lady had to eat it.
Well, unfortunately.
Which obviously isn't fair. But it's the criminal, not the police department, that created this.
I'm sure the stink came from a lawyer that got a hold and said, hey, the city's got money, and if the city hadn't put that car out there, this would have never happened, and let's go get that cash. And that's probably where any kind of controversy came from.
And they could take the entire process of technology out of this, of shutting down the bait car in time by sticking a homo in the back seat.
No.
You break in there, you steal it, he sucks you off until the cops get there. No. And you also take the video from the dash cam that they have in these cars, you put it on the website, you get money from that, you give it to the families. How to straighten this place out. Break here. Yes. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3.
Call Russ, who is impervious to all that surrounds him. Now at 214-787-1053.
All right, Dan, what you got?
All right. Actually, in Garland on the George Bush Turnpike eastbound at Garland Avenue, there is an accident that's blocking the left lane. In Addison, the Dallas North Tollway northbound before Beltline, there's a disabled vehicle, and that idiot is in the center lane blocking that for you. Your backup is all the way to Harvest Hill. And in Carrollton, also on the Bush northbound after Beltline, there is an accident, and that one is blocking the right lane. There's your last look at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Dan. 72 for the low tonight. Only 90 tomorrow. More chances of showers both afternoons. In fact, some are just developing up near Wichita Falls, creeping our way, so we'll probably get some of that tonight. 88 now at Live 105.3.
Did you guys keep the story from a couple of days ago about Jack Thompson, the attorney from Florida?
Did I pull it? Still have that?
I'm not sure if you still have that one or not.
I forgot what the stink was. That I know he's in the process of being disbarred.
Yeah, he's still in the process. I don't know. Still not exactly sure how he hasn't been officially disbarred yet, but he had sent a letter in that last story we had read where the disbarment proceedings were going on, saying that he was receiving worse treatment than the detainees in Guantanamo. And in his letter, he said, maybe if I had, and he didn't think he was receiving the same justice they were. He thought he was being treated worse than they were. And he made the comment, well, if I had managed to kill 3,000 people, maybe my rights would be more respected than they are. So a pair of U.S. Marshals decided to go have a chat with him.
That has to be a pisser. Open up the door. Oh, really?
And that didn't shut him up. He sent another letter to the judge saying exactly what happened, that a pair of U.S. Marshals came to have a nice chat with me and found that there was no reason for them to be there, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know why you continue to treat me in this manner. Well, not to mention the fact that he's said that she's crap on the bench and everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah, he's attacked the judge on his case.
He's beyond belief. You almost wonder if he's not just mentally insane. Besides, he thinks he's going to win this thing.
He just needs his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Hard.
Well, but the problem is the mass media bought into his story about going after Grand Theft Auto. I don't know if it's the first or the second one. It was the kids that were playing GTA decided to go out and mimic it and started shooting cars on the freeway. And instead of going after the kids and their dildo parents, he goes after Sony and whoever made Grand Theft Auto.
Get away with the video game.
Then he wanted to go after Stern, who at that point Stern wasn't even on broadcast radio anymore, but he wanted him off pay radio because he felt that it was obscene.
And he takes credit for supposedly getting Stern off of broadcast radio.
Broadcast, yeah.
What did they give Stern to go over to satellite?
$250 million.
I thought it was half. Either way.
Jack got him.
Jack, you won this one.
Here's the... I've actually never looked at this on Jack Thompson. He's on Wikipedia. John Bruce Jack Thompson, born 1951, an American attorney. After an initial foray into politics, Thompson concentrated his legal efforts against perceived obscenity, particularly in rap music and broadcast by radio personality Howard Stern. More recently, is focused on violence as well as content of computer and video games and their alleged effects on children. He is a vocal advocate of banning stylized violence in videos, a role for which he became known in 1997, while representing the parents of 3 students killed in the Heath High School shooting. I don't know about that one. That's not the same one associated with GTA, is it?
My guess is that it probably is.
Let's see. Background, Thompson grew up in Cleveland. Campaign against Janet Reno. I wonder what his beef was her.
When she ran for governor of Florida?
I don't know. I don't really care
He
that
was a
much.
complete jackass when he called in here to this radio station. How long did you have him on? Because it wasn't very long, if I remember.
No, he wanted to go off on one of his obligatory tears, thinking he's just going to be able to spew out nonsense nonstop.
It's going to be a regular talk show.
And there's not going to be any exchange of thoughts.
If you'll let me get my point out.
I know. I want to address it one by one because he would go from stop to stop to stop without addressing each one, and you got to go item by item or it's going to get lost. He didn't want to do that. Well, you're not going to let me talk. No, the hell I'm not.
You
hung up on him. He calls Dan back.
And he dropped the F-bomb.
Tell us a story, Lurch.
He basically said, well, I wasn't done. And I politely said, well, I think the two of you reached an impasse, so we appreciate your time. And maybe I was so kind it came across as sarcastic. I can't possibly fathom that. And then he just throws out, well, F you.
But I think he tried to call, who was the GM at the time?
Was it Purdy?
No.
That doesn't make any difference. Tried to call the GM. And second, I don't know why I had him on the second time. I even gave him the heads up. I said, we've gone through this before. This isn't going to be a nonstop Jack conversation. We'll talk about your stuff, but you're not going to go on at length.
Or we're going to address them one at a time.
He tried it again. I think that one lasted maybe 30 seconds.
And that's when he called Gavin's office.
Oh, that's right. And Gavin wasn't here. Trey went in and intercepted the call.
What'd you tell him?
Just listen to him, okay. And then it was, I don't give an F.
I got no time to talk to you. I'm in the middle of my video game. Okay, go.
Shoot some hookers. Leave me alone.
I have a new high score. Leave me alone.
We gave his website out and his email address. It was on his website. He writes CBS Legal. He also files I don't know if he actually filed a complaint with the FCC or threatened one, but he just, your information's on the website. Yeah. You can't claim any type of, there's no expectation of privacy if you're putting the information out there for other people to see. That's why you're sticking it there.
Nobody's on your side. After a while, wouldn't it sink in? You're fighting a battle that even the judge is just barring you at this point.
Thompson versus Grand Theft Auto, February 03. Thompson asked permission to file it's Latin, I'm going to skip that. File a case. A friend of the court brief in the Ohio case of Dustin Lynch, 16, who was charged with aggravated murder in the slaying of Jolynn Mishnay. Lynch was obsessed with Grand Theft Auto 3 when Judge John ruled that Lynch would be tried as an adult. Thompson passed a message from Mishnay's father to the judge asserting that the attorneys had better tell the jury about the violent video games that trained this kid and showed him how to kill our daughter. Said, if they don't, I will. In a motion sent to the prosecutor, the boys' court appointed lawyer, and this is hard to read. Jump to how this finished. I don't care. But it's 3 pages long of text on the computer, and I can't follow all of this.
If they disbar you, would you quit? Just stop.
I actually read one deal where they weren't sure they were actually going to completely disbar him.
I thought they were in the middle of that.
It was the disbarment with special circumstances, I think, where it wouldn't be a complete and total disbarment, but a disbarment for like 10 years.
So his he won.
Yeah.
Thompson and Howard Stern. You want to hear any of that?
Sure, yeah. Because I forgot that he actually had gone after Stern. I always think of him in the GTA.
All right, in 2004, Thompson helped get Howard Stern's show taken off a radio station in Orlando by filing a complaint with the FCC. Thompson objected to Stern's use of obscenities on the air. He argued that either broadcast will accept the light harness of decency that has been the law for decades or start cleaning up their acts, or the public's deepening outrage will foster a more fearsome governmental response. Thompson claimed to have received death threats from listeners of Stern's show, noting that you'd expect that considering the IQ of people who listen to Howard Stern. Apparently they fail to realize that I might have caller ID.
He's such a goob.
I had this stuff on the high school if you want. It's actually fairly brief.
All right, give me that.
It was the Heath High School shooting. In early 99, parents of 3 victims, represented by Jack Thompson, filed a $33 million lawsuit against 2 internet pornography sites, several computer game companies, and makers and distributors of the 1995 film, and this is where I remembered this, The Basketball Diaries. They claimed that media violence inspired the man who did the shootings at the high school and therefore should be held responsible. Case was dismissed in a 1/6 U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that it was simply too far a leap from shooting characters on a video screen to shooting people in a classroom. So obviously they went through the criminal case. Jack Thompson got a hold of the victims' families and said, we can get them, we can get all these people because it's their fault too. And then it got kicked out because he's a jackass.
And luckily, unless I missed one of the stories, I don't think Sony or Rockstar, was it Rockstar Video?
Rockstar Games.
Ever gave them any cash for anything.
No, they actually fought it, which, thank God, because so many companies nowadays, they just settle out of court and let it go away because they think it's cheaper, where Sony and Rockstar, gave them the big middle finger and said
open
no.
up the gate if you do that. If you give them a dime.
Yeah, if you pay off one family, then
it's done.
If you think you're getting off cheaply now, you might be, but then that's going to grow. And you're going to be screwed. You set that precedent, and you're going to have to deal with any idiot that lets their kid play. First of all, these are R-rated games. The kids aren't supposed to have it. A, how'd they get it? And B, why didn't the parents know?
Because the parents
I can't keep tapping my kids nonstop. Well, don't expect us to.
They wanted to watch Grand Theft Auto while the other kids have it. I mean, that's the mentality.
Well, you know what? And a lot of kids can play it, and you're not going to have any adverse effects. Some kids are going to be drawn to this because they already have those violent tendencies, and this plays along with it.
They were going to do
it's
this
not
anyway.
Grand Theft Auto that's converting these kids. They're already in that mindset. This is just feeding the killer instinct they already have.
And it just goes over and over. Where does it stop? My kid stole a car because he's on Grand Theft Auto. My kid was in a wreck because they thought you could drive on the sidewalk and run over a hooker.
Well, then obviously your kid is a mongoloid.
It's not like shooting games.
And you raised him, so either do something about it or put him down. What, Trey?
Not like shooting games. Grand Theft Auto was the first shooting game that's been around. I mean, they go back to the 80s.
Well, the shooting games in the past were shootouts, so Western shootouts, because I've still got a lot of those at home. I think the GTA angle is it's a lot
just
more
carnage.
It's a lot more graphic. It's a little more truer to life, and you can kill people and get points off of that.
And everyone's a target. It's not like certain people in the video game are untouchable. Everything is a prospective target.
But if that really influences a kid that much, their moral compass is so off already.
Well, that's what I just said. They're already in that mindset. It didn't train them to do that. It's already feeding something that they've got in them.
He just wants to get money from Sony and make a name for himself. Well, he's succeeded in making a name for himself.
I'm surprised we haven't heard any more about his disbarment. I believe I'd like to have him back on to congratulate him.
Last I read, the final ruling wouldn't be, the bar wasn't going to meet until September to issue the final judgment on what his punishment's going to be.
All right.
Well, he keeps pushing his luck like this. It's going to be obvious they're going to knock his ass out.
Yeah.
Can we invite him in studio?
Yeah.
What would be the point of that?
Do you really need to ask that question?
You're right. Lights out.
We'll dress him like a hooker.
I feel better already.
All right. We got time for more news? All right. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay.
House Democratic and Republican leaders have reached a deal on a war funding bill that would fund military operations in Iraq and Afghanistan into early 2009. The bill includes $165 billion to fund the wars in both those countries through the rest of this year and then into early 2009 without any restrictions on the cash. Democrats got support to attach two of their key domestic priorities to the war money, unemployment assistance and an expanded GI bill. President Bush and many congressional Republicans resisted extending unemployment benefits, but the compromise bill includes 13 weeks of assistance, and Democrats have been pushing for an additional 13 weeks for states with high unemployment rates. And they also got the Republican support for the new college scholarship program known as the new GI Bill, which expands educational benefits for vets from Iraq and Afghanistan to pay for full 4-year scholarships.
Very generous.
And we're finally taking care of our troops.
Well, we're still not taking care of them. This again is an empty gesture. You've got vets that come back from the war that are paralyzed, they're missing limbs. We shove them in VA hospitals who don't take care of them. But the ones that do make it, we're going to give them an education.
I thought that all the VA hospitals have been revamped, or at least most of them. And they're
supposedly in the process, but there had to be some type of... this was only, a few years ago?
It was just last year when the Walter Reed came out. There's mold in the walls and broken plumbing, and it was just deplorable living conditions.
Why is it that has to hit the media before we do something?
Because a soldier laying in a bed without a leg, it has no voice. That's simple.
It's because we don't care. We don't see it. I'm as guilty as anybody else. I didn't know about it. And I certainly wasn't going to go from VA to VA to check to make sure that the conditions were livable.
Did you say your dad was in a VA hospital briefly?
Yeah, that's where he was right after he had the stroke.
What was that like?
That was state of the art. It's the one in Oak Cliff. I really expected the worst, and it was like walking into Medical City, Dallas.
Really? Okay, good. So
I think that one's a new facility.
So they are taking better care of the military, slowly but surely.
Yeah, but it's just 20 years behind.
Considering what they've been through.
Sure, and what they continue to be going
Is it hot in here?
Yes.
A little bit.
Chloe, go turn the air down. All the way.
And really the sad thing is, it took a parent of one of the soldiers to finally scream loud enough. Yeah, it took pictures and sent them, I think it was to the Washington Post, that brought on the embarrassment of, oh my God, look what we've been ignoring.
But we make sure the social services are there. We make sure that unemployment is there. We make sure welfare is there. The Lone Star card. But the people that allow us to have all these things, we don't give a rat's ass, shove them in a hole, and just hope that nobody finds out.
That is pathetic, and that it went on that long. You would think that it would have gone back to the Vietnam era, that we would have fixed things then. Because we had a lot of guys coming home busted up then.
Oh, Vietnam was even worse because you had people at the airports waiting on the troops to come back so they could scream at them, throw out the baby killer phrase, and spit on them.
I still can't believe that even happened. What kind of mentality? And it happened enough. Obviously, we know the story, so it happened. It wasn't one case. And then this case, maybe because this war's different, that we have people now that actually will meet the troops at the airport and applaud for them?
I don't know what the mentality was. I think there were a lot of horrific events that went on in Vietnam. I don't know what's changed, but there was an absolute disdain for the Vietnam War. They didn't even call it a war.
There was on my flight back from Daytona this last time, there was two soldiers.
I'm getting depressed. Do we have a bottle for me to stick my penis in?
I think there's one on the other side of your bag over by clothes left.
No, that's glass. I'm not sticking my penis in there.
And why are there golf clubs in my office?
I'm taking up golf.
But why are they up here? When you want to do that at a golf course?
Well, a driving range.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Driving range.
Which driving range are you going to?
John Carpenter.
It's not a driving range.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
It's going to be a good one.
Last time you did this, didn't we break a window?
That was Chloe's fault.
You hit the ball.
I told him to put cardboard over the windows.
All right. Can we do it outside at least?
No. Might hit a car. Could go out into traffic. You got no compassion for anybody?
No, apparently not. My bad.
How long before we got a break? All right. You go find me a bottle, stick my penis in or not? Go ahead, Dan.
What the hell?
I asked for one 3 minutes ago.
Yes.
Well, I got to blow to get one.
Well, do you want to know why bad boys get all the hot chicks? A group of researchers
Is that plastic?
Yeah, this is plastic. It's fuse juice.
Yeah, that'll fit good. Go ahead, Dan. I got a fluff.
No problem. A group of researchers from the New Mexico State University think they've pinpointed why bad boys get all the chicks. It has to do with a combination of 3 seemingly less than appealing qualities. Number 1, self-obsession. Number 2, impulsive, thrill-seeking behavior. And number 3, deceitfulness. Women should run from a guy with all those qualities, but apparently women associate each of those qualities with masculinity, which translates as the ability to father healthy children. So even though women know they shouldn't be attracted to the bad boy, they just physically can't help themselves.
We only got 4 matches left?
I have some in my drawer.
Well, that's all right. This will be enough to suck it in. Have you already heard us do this, Chuck?
No.
You know the experiment you'd do with as a kid? You'd soak a hard-boiled egg in vinegar?
Right.
And then put it in a bottle with matches inside and the vacuum would suck it in?
Right.
We're doing that.
But you're not using it.
I'm using my weenie.
Oh.
Gavin did it and burned his weenie.
Gavin came in yesterday with his crank wrapped up with ace bandages.
Like a mummy. Big old schlong all wrapped up.
Gavin, is your weenie still wrapped?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Could you bring it in and show it to Chuck?
Why?
Because we like to see it.
It's quite entertaining.
You might as well embrace this moment. There ain't going to be a lot of times people ask to see your weenie.
But it's embarrassing, Ross.
Oh. All right. Well, you think about it while I'm screwing this bottle. Let me get the fluid out of this. You never done this, Chuck?
Did you just ask a grown man if he'd ever put his wiener in a fruit juice bottle?
What am I?
You're a grown man, but you're doing it on the radio. And there were grown men that did it, and there were little boys that actually copied you.
I don't know if she was jagging with us or not when she called yesterday.
Mom, I don't think so.
Because we brought it up the day before about the kids that were mimicking everything we were doing. We made the potato gun. They made one knock the cow out. There was something else we did. I forget what that one was. And somebody brought up, wait till those kids hear about the
Dan said that.
The bottle thing.
Sure
she calls up yesterday. My kid got his weenie stuck in a Shiner box.
You're right.
First of all, sorry to hear about your son's weenie.
And you're right. Those kids have done more than just the potato gun with the cow. I think they took a paintball gun out and shot at some other cows. And there was
was right. Paintball.
And there was still 1 or 2 other things that they've done that were obviously extremely asimine, but they did it anyway.
There's something to do with a Pop-Tart in it.
Microwave.
Pop-Tart and a toaster.
Oh, that's right. They set the house on fire.
Yeah.
Scamps. Let's see.
Right.
Well, do you mind turning it around so I
don't
can...
mind it. Oh, I haven't seen it 100 times.
Hold on. Gavin, are you coming in here?
Yeah, I'm coming in.
All right. Chuck, you still want to see this? His weenie's wrapped up from burning it.
Sure. Let's see it. You really want to see this? If it's wrapped up. Ready? Go ahead.
When he brings it out, it's like a little turtle poking his head out of it. Oh, totally wrapped up. Oh, yeah, it is.
Gavin said when he stuck his crank in the bottle with the matches, because they're still lit when you stick your weenie up there, obviously it burnt just under the front end of its tip. That's why he had to wrap the whole thing with the ace. We need a break. All right.
What?
Let me see if I can get this. Turn around.
I'm turning around.
Let me get
How many matches you using?
I'm using 4. It's a bigger bottle. Let me get this thing out. Nice, sweetie. Yes.
I hate it when you say that.
Yeah. Look at that.
Will you stop?
Shut up for a second. He's a big boy. You go outside?
You're sweet talking with me.
Come on. You go outside? Okay. That should work even better. What is this? A fuse?
Fuse.
Slenderized tangerine grapefruit. Okay. All right. Let these burn for a second. And... yeah. Oh.
What? You go in?
You want to look?
Yeah, let me look. Hold on. Real quick.
Watch. Hang on.
What?
Watch my hands.
Oh, my God. It's hanging on your hands.
Trey?
No hands.
Yeah,
Look, no.
I ain't got to hold it on.
No hands. All right.
Oh, that's starting to hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, well, get it out. Okay, that's the best one yet.
And we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Call Russ, who is impervious to all that surrounds him. Now at 214-787-1053.
What all came with those Journey tickets?
Let's see here. You get Journey tickets for July the 27th.
I don't need all the specifics. I just want to know what comes with it.
Dinner at Blue Goose Cantina, limo ride, various DVDs, and movie passes.
Flo, do we have any Rock and Roll Jeopardy that we haven't gotten to?
Yes, I think we do.
All right. Hang on to that. Little news. Suck my penis into another bottle. We'll play for some Journey tickets.
Chuck laughed through the whole commercial break. He came in, I was going, that's the damnedest thing I ever saw. I didn't think he was going to do it. Then he moves his hands out and it's floating.
I got an email from Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
You really doing that?
Yeah.
Why would that be something I'd fake?
No, you're really doing it.
It's not that. Where'd my bottle go? Nobody uses, right?
No.
All right.
We're not lying.
The bottle is not that much smaller than my actual ween.
No, that's a perfect bottle. Available at Walmart, the Fuse drink.
I've never seen these.
$1 a bottle. Actually, Dan introduced me to those. Low carb.
What was it I was using yesterday?
The vitamin water.
Yeah.
The small vitamin water bottle.
About half the size of that bottle.
Nobody sent us any free vitamin water? Seems like that'd be the perfect sponsorship.
I don't believe that they want you promoting the fact.
I'm pretty sure that'd be their new slogan. Vitamin water. You can stick your weenie in.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It's just odd.
10 calories. And this is it just called Fuse?
Fuse. F-U-Z-E.
It's fruit juice drink, and they have regular ones with sugar, and then there's that one that
you got to make sure you
low
get the low carb band around the top. Otherwise, it's 160 calories.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll do that again later. Alfie, you waiting on some act of God before you can answer the phones, or are you just what are you doing?
No, I'm trying to get some clarification on something first.
On what?
On whether or not we actually need a winner for this contest.
No, we don't.
All right, I'll let him know.
I'm keeping it. Or whoever in the room wins.
That was the idea.
Yeah. Who were you checking with?
O'Malley.
He had just sent me an IM. I hadn't looked down yet.
Why didn't you just ask me?
I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, you already done that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, Dan, go ahead.
All right. Here from menstyle.com. No matter how long you've been married or how many kids you have together, your wife might actually be considering having an affair. So here are the 5 types of guys.
Oh, this crap just never ending.
What?
Chicks that are going to cheat?
No, these are 5 types of guys who might be trying to make a run at your woman or your wife.
All right, same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Number 1, her understanding boss. Chances are this man spending as much, if not more time with your woman as you are. He's rich, successful, and if he's any good at his job, he's probably smart enough to figure out what your wife needs and how he can fill that void. Number 2, her yoga instructor. you think this guy's a wuss, but your wife thinks he's sensitive and
It's not
spiritual.
just yoga instructor. It's also going to be any type of personal trainer.
Or any random dude in the gym.
Or you're a massage. Well, it's mostly the personal trainers because there's that
bond.
Physical bond, yeah.
Well, it's that being in control, the personal trainer. Also a massage therapist.
Sure, because your hands all
because,
over.
you know, from time to time, the massage therapist can slip down to that clam, ram a finger in it, and I think it was something that was just, you're very slippery down there.
I'm going to do less oil next time.
You should put some of those little sticky flowers down there to keep people from slipping into your clam.
You think they just get a little closer to see if the woman...
Oh, absolutely. You rub closer and closer to the crack before to see if anybody's going to say anything.
If she kind of arches her back like, you're in. You're in. I used to do that. What? You're dating. No, not as a massage therapist, but if the chick was a little standoffish, you start rubbing the feet.
Are you talking about one of the first few days before you screwed him?
Yeah, before you screw him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get on the feet, because that's way far away. She goes, oh, he's totally harmless.
That's nowhere near my boots.
And then, of course, you got the calves.
There's no danger.
And then you get
still nowhere near my boots.
And then you go by the knees and then the upper leg.
My boosie's close.
And then you go inside the leg.
Yes.
And then you just kind of move up, and if she doesn't move,
that's my boost. Get out.
You're in.
Or you do the neck rub, and then you do their back, and then you say, I got to unsnap your bra so I can get to all your back, and then you play with their teeth. That's how slick we are.
I thought I was pretty slick at the time. Now it just sounds stupid.
Obviously it worked, because you use it every time.
Every time.
Really, it's just a way to sort of bring her wall down. Because initially she may be standoffish and saying, no, I'm not interested in that just yet. So what it does, that's why they always say if you have a woman like in that scenario, you just offer a massage and it brings down those barriers.
Well, as soon as they accept that means you know that they want you to touch them, and everything else is just ceremony until you get nearly poos.
It's the pomp and circumstance.
Go ahead.
Number 3, the men trying to take a run at your woman, the stay-at-home dad down the street. If you're always at the office, you probably don't have much time for your wife, but the stay-at-home dad down the street, of course, does. And number 4, her dysfunctional ex. The man needs to be saved, and women love saving tortured, dysfunctional men. If your relationship's steady but boring, your wife might be craving a little danger and passion, so watch out for that guy. And number 5, your kids insert sport here, coach. Soccer, baseball, football. He's probably in really good shape, and the fact that he's teaching your kid to throw and catch a ball while you're perfecting your, ass groove on the couch is going to get your wife's attention.
The one that's going to be the biggest threat is going to be the boss or a coworker who is around them hours every single day.
Well, the boss can make
that becomes, after a while, a confidant.
Sure. And the boss can make dinner plans. I'm going to dinner with my boss. I am networking. Do you understand that?
Well, it's not that. It's the relationship that they're working on. Mm-hmm. So if there are any issues at home, you've got somebody that wants to be an ear that'll listen nonstop, because they know that's all you're looking for. I don't get listened to at home. All I've got is I work all day and then I have to go home and there are issues nonstop. I understand.
You seem a little distracted. Anything going on at the house? Oh, boy, you wouldn't believe what an a-hole he is. Oh, tell me.
And then that continues, and then they'll tell you more and more, and the next thing you know, you're rubbing their thighs nearly poos. Those are going to be the biggest threat in any relationship.
The one at work.
That and the personal trainers.
That's obvious.
I know it's against the rules at Larry North.
It is.
But you can see it.
You can see the energy.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
If Amy was that happy with some other guy, I don't care what they're doing, there's more than just being personally trained.
And plus you can tell by the client of the personal trainer, not necessarily at Larry North, this can be any gym, I've seen it everywhere, where you have the very attractive female client and the male personal trainer, and they'll, touch that certain part of the body. It's like, this is the muscle group you should be concentrating on. Really focus right here. But then the client right after that, who weighs 250 pounds, he stands across the other side of the gym and says, yeah, right there. That's where you should focus.
Big wad of flabs.
You don't even have to look for the touching, because they got enough of that before they show up to the gym. It's just the interaction, the frivolity, the joyousness while they're around. She's just happy to being trained.
No, I did the same thing with my dance partner last week. I mean,
Screw her?
I did not screw her. She's beautiful, though. She's just super sexy. And
screw her?
No, I didn't screw her.
You homo?
I'm not a homo.
You screw her.
She's married.
So?
I wouldn't.
Married people screw?
But I mean,
you screw her?
I found that attraction.
Did you screw her?
No.
Get into this?
No finger, no.
I rude. I didn't say it for a reason.
I didn't get anything. No, you get that bond, you get that closeness, and you're having fun, and you're in an atmosphere. In fact, afterwards, Joy,
you screwed her.
No.
You go home, screw Joy, and fantasize about your dance instructor.
After Joy said, "Well, you two look really, really cute together," and I could see it in her eyes. She goes, "A little too cute together, actually."
That'll be your last dance recital.
I told her, no, I still want to continue dancing. I still want to continue the lessons with Adrian. Adrian was hot.
And she's going to let you do that?
We haven't really rectified that yet. I didn't bring it back up after the night. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do it.
But then
she didn't say anything the whole weekend.
Later you had sex with Joy and fantasized about Adrian.
No. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Anyway, Adrian was very nice, and we had a good time. But she noticed the chemistry between.
Joy ain't gonna let you dance no more.
She is too gonna let me dance. I just haven't brought it back up since the dance. I want to let things cool off a little bit.
What did she say when you said you wanted to continue?
She was for it until she saw us dance. She said, "Oh, that's a great thing. Glad you're having fun. You're losing weight. I lost 11 pounds in a week." She goes, "You're losing weight. You're feeling good." And then she saw us dance, and she goes, "Y'all look great together. A little too great together."
Joy ain't gonna let you dance no more.
She's gonna let me dance.
You put your foot down?
I'll put my tap shoes down.
No, you won't.
It's not air.
It's what?
It's not air.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna continue my lessons.
Your feet are made of flubber.
No, I'll be doing it. Probably on our vacation week. I'll go do my dance.
Where's Joy going?
I don't know. She's working or somewhere. We're not leaving town this time.
Oh, okay.
So we're staying here. And
You're not going to Mexico?
How do you know this?
Did you not book that?
How do you know this?
Was the $1,100 ahead too much?
God bless. How did you figure this out?
Why would you pay that? It's only for 3 days.
You son of a bitch. I just want to get away one time.
What's wrong with Cozumel?
It's not the counter's fault.
It's one thing I have to beat on right here. Damn it, why do you want to do this to me? I was going to just tell you I wasn't going anywhere the whole trip. That way you wouldn't look out and find out where I was.
I heard you didn't want to pay the $1,100 ahead.
Who'd you hear that from? That's true, I didn't. $1,100 seemed a little high. Airfare's gone up outrageously.
Well, there was airfare, there was transfers, there was accommodations. What more do you want?
It was everything. Now it's screwed. God bless.
What, Dan?
Nothing. It ain't funny, Dan.
Yeah, it is.
No.
We need a break.
Yes.
All right, we'll be back. That place you're looking at in Huatulco is going to be too much.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
All right, we're not going to have time for Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
Okay.
Chloe, what are these PSAs over here?
Some stuff that Gavin cut that he wants you to run.
During the stop sets?
He doesn't specify. He just told me to make sure that they.
Does anybody else know?
I have no clue.
None.
Where is it? One up here.
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show, such as seeing if your male genitalia can fit into a bottle, similar to the egg match bottle suction experiment. As one who has tried this, burns can occur, as well as the bottle becoming stuck. Please do not try this at home. Thank you.
This is going to be the first time in his career he has to do a disclaimer and use himself as an example.
Have he's been in here all day?
Yes. A dead read.
You hear that one again? Because there's 5 other cuts.
Play that one again, too.
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show, such as seeing if your male genitalia can fit into a bottle, similar to the egg match bottle suction experiment. As one who has tried this, burns can occur, as well as the bottle becoming stuck. Please do not try this at home. Thank you.
Here's the next one. Okay.
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show, such as hitting your head several times with a pan. Any blow to the head can cause bruising, bleeding, or memory loss from concussion. Please, do not try this at home. Thank you. I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin.
That was almost an exasperated pause.
Yeah. Well, you get the formula.
Gavin, all these have the same opening template from time to time.
Yes. Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show, such as throwing
I don't know why that's the funniest part of it.
It's just the setup.
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show, such as throwing various food items at a person. Food's only purpose is to be consumed. Anything thrown at a person can result in blindness, head trauma, and severe bruising. Please, do not try this at home. Thank you. I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show. The flaming sombrero is actually a sombrero with bottle rockets wrapped around it. Playing with fireworks so close to the human body can result in burning, hearing loss, and possible sight loss. Please, do not try this at home. Thank you. I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show. Airbags are meant as a protective device in vehicles. Their purpose is not to be used as a propulsion device and explosive device or any other use other than vehicle safety. Please, do not use airbags other than for their intended purpose. Thank you.
So is this the last one here?
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show. Dancing with cadavers is viewed as a tasteless act.
I on my ass.
No.
Just so I don't have to feign ignorance.
Yeah.
I ever dance with a corpse?
Hold on. Wait. No.
I don't think so.
No.
Wait, didn't you? No?
Gavin?
No.
I'm just trying to look into the future.
All right.
He got you there. He always says he should be more proactive.
We may end there. Yeah. Let me hear what the entire PSA is.
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on the Russ Martin Show. Dancing with cadavers is viewed as a tasteless act.
Now that he brought it up.
Remember, a cadaver was once alive and should be treated with respect. Cadavers are primarily used for dissection, not dancing. Please, don't try this. Thank you.
Oh, man. Chuck, let's go.
That's a good idea.
right, anytime, Dan.
All right. For more information on The Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any questions you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To email the show and during the show only, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danomalley.com, djclo.net, treytrenholm.com, and for Chuck on the keyboards, chuckwheat.com. The official caterer of the show is Sugar Babies Barbecue. Their website, sugarbabiesbbq.com. Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center.
With a cadaver. Stop dancing with a cadaver.
I guess you'd have to do that with when you're doing it with your niece or nephew, their feet on top of yours.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then it'd be a great training device, JD.
No.
Will your instructor come give us lessons?
I believe it's the law.
Yeah, we could all have our own cadaver. I may stick a cigarette in mine, though.
Yeah, what's going to be the damage?
Good night. Just look like more of a party.
I'll get one that does snuff.
The official liquor store of the show is Majestic Liquors. Their fine website, majesticliquors.com, and the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
And the pony slap on the dead body. God.
Chuck, keep playing. I'm going to play this one more time. Where is it?
I'm Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio Dallas-Fort Worth. From time to time, stunts are performed on The Russ Martin Show. Dancing with cadavers is viewed as a tasteless act. Remember, a cadaver was once alive and should be treated with respect. Cadavers are primarily used for dissection, not dancing. Please, don't try this. Thank you.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
See ya. You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.
The Russ Martin Show rocks the Metroplex.